Warning! The following audio may contain coarse language and other material that may not be suitable for a younger audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, we may spoil anything and everything, so you have been warned.
Hello everybody, how's it going? Holden here, and today is the inaugural episode of J-Taku. And so for our episode 00, I have my friend and colleague, Tristan.
Hello, Holden.
And then we get three people who I don't know. So, with that, I would like to introduce Siren.
Kieran.
Kieran. Oh. Why do you even... Okay, I just read the I with an accent.
Yeah,
I don't know why, even though I knew your name already. But
we
yes,
had that conversation
Kieran.
earlier.
But what is your actual channel, I think?
I'm Sin Wicked.
Sin Wicked. You heard it here first. Actually, you probably didn't. Then we have Kenneth. So hi, Kenneth. How's it going?
It's going well.
And
Is it?
his channel is... Full Circle, right?
Yeah, Full Circle Reviews.
Full Circle Reviews. He uses a lovely DSLR to make reviews. It's beautiful. And then we have Alan. Hello, Alan.
We do. How you doing?
Elaine.
Pretty good. And your channel is Baka Shift, if I'm
Blacker
not
shift, yes,
mistaken.
indeed.
Baka Shift. So if you're stupid and like shifting gears, you should probably check it out.
That was my thought process when I came up with it.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad one, in fact. And so, with all the introductions out of the way, I would like to say that today we are going to be taking a look at the fall 2013 anime season chart as given to us, or provided by, I guess, anychart.net, and made by one of our fans, Josh Starr. Shout out to you, man.
Shout out to Josh Starr.
Shout out to
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
Starr, our bro. Contact us sometime, bro. And so with that, we're going to be looking at that. So if you want to follow along, be sure to pull it up, anychart.net/fall.
There'll be a link
And
in
so
the description or whatever the fuck.
or just find it, like use Google. And so with that, let's start off with the top left-hand corner, which is Diabolik Lovers,
Oh, God.
by Zexus.
Here we go.
It's a bad place to start because we've got anime of the season, like first in the list.
I
Are you
know,
sure?
so-
You've heard it. Okay.
On what grounds?
Anime. Okay,
So,
explain why you believe this to be anime
Yeah.
of the season. Go.
Well,
Please,
it's
yes.
anime of the season by default because it's the only one that's got an episode out.
Truth.
That is true.
Has anyone else actually seen the first episode?
No.
No, not
it's
yet.
fallen behind.
Have you?
It's horrible. did
Anime
anyone-
of the
did
season,
anyone
right
watch,
there. It's horrible.
Did anyone watch Amnesia? A few seasons ago?
Amnesia also
Yeah.
by wasn't that Brainspace that did that one?
Yeah,
it
was
was.
Amnesia, and this is basically Amnesia mixed with Twilight, essentially.
So
It's just the absolute worst, creepiest kind of reverse horror.
things can't get much worse from here for Studio Zebix.
I don't know how to
Zexus.
feel about
Zexus.
Studio Zexus. They have some good stuff on their resume.
They have Skite Inayo say I love
some-
you.
On the plus side, they're not Gonzo. Because Gonzo has this really weird 50-50 split.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the NHK.
Well, I mean, are we gonna get Gankutsuo or Gantz? You know,
Yeah.
you flip a coin. Those are like the same year, in fact. That's one of those weird facts. Those are really close in time.
Mm-hmm.
But Diabolik Lovers, you know, it's cool. I didn't know Diabolik had a K in it. I think I'm
Edgy.
just.
It's edgy.
I was about to say, I think it's just being really edgy right now, or I'm being dyslexic, or I just don't know how to spell. So,
You know what else is flipping stupid about it though? It's 15 minutes long. It wasn't even a full episode. They're going to be 15 minutes.
Are you
really
serious?
brief.
Oh, it's one of those shows.
15?
Yeah, it's like they're like half-length episodes. It was like
Really?
It was 15 minutes of some blonde bint being chased by vampires.
Well, I mean, come on. They're adapting an Otome game. There's nothing actually there to work with. An Otome game is entirely, here is this blank Lego brick of a female protagonist. Project yourself onto her and pick a pretty boy.
This is already fucking better than Amnesia, though, because she's actually got a name.
Does she?
Really?
Yeah, she's called Komura Yui. So she's automatically better than Heroine.
Right, so
From
Japanese Bella.
Shout out to Fight Club.
What the fuck does Fight Club have to do with any of it?
I don't know, the main character, how he's fucking protagonist guy. With that said, should we move on to Saigoku Gaiken Ultimate Zero Battle Spirits?
Ultimate Zero
God.
Battle Spirits!
Saigoku Gaiken Ultimate
Saikyou.
Zero Battle Spirits.
Saikyou!
Saikyou.
I don't think we need to go into this, because it's a sequel.
Yes, this is a sequel, so normally we would skip it unless someone here has actually seen season 1, and I'm looking forward to season 2.
If you liked Battle Spirits, go
Yeah.
check it out.
Check it out.
No, I don't think anyone.
No, I'm not a
Anyone?
shonen person.
Mm-mm.
I'm really not a sunrise person, so
It looks very colourful. I like that.
it looks like every shonen series I grew up on.
It's got some nice purple.
That guy in the middle. That guy in the middle kind of looks like that animate guy. The like he made cameos on like Lucky Star and stuff. Like the guy with like the
Oh, yeah, that guy.
yeah.
Does anyone else think this looks like a combination of Digimon and that Rainbow Road stage from
Oh,
Naruto?
yeah.
Yes, because the little red thing on that's one of the monster partners looks like
Look,
Guillaumon.
look at the red little creature there. That looks like a Digimon. Yeah.
It reminds me of Byakugan Battle Brawlers because there's a guy pointing his finger.
Also,
That's
wait,
such
he's
a
also
standard-
holding cards.
Shh. Shout outs to pointed fingers.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the finger that can make her moan.
Can we talk about Coppelion now? Because it's actually something
Yes,
quite
yeah.
interesting about Coppelion.
Yeah, Coppelion I'm really excited for.
Okay, moving on.
Do you want to
Coppelion.
hear what's
Coppelion-
interesting about it?
It has
It was-
nuclear stuff.
It was originally like greenlit in like 2010, but
Really?
they had to
That long
delay
ago?
it because of all of the nuclear shit and the earthquakes.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
So it was actually meant to be out ages and ages ago, but it's
Yeah.
like finally actually seen the light of day now after that's calmed down a bit.
I forgot.
So the
because
question
it's
is it the same anime that was made years and years ago, and they just hold it off, or was just production stopped before they got to the
Halted.
animation stage?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
that's a good
entirely
question.
sure there, but I do know this is the first major project from the author Tomonori Inoue, and they've got a pretty amazing voice cast going for this one. Like voices that I know that Tristan will be super excited for.
Oh, really?
Isn't Kana Hanazawa in this
Do
also?
go on.
Isn't she like the main character?
Yes, well, we've got Maya Sakamoto, who did Haruhi and Oran, and Krona and Soul Eater, and Hitomi and Escaflowne. Kana Hanazawa, who did
Yes.
Angel and Angel Beats, and Maria from the New World, which was the last really exciting sci-fi seinen series I saw that I really, really enjoyed, from an author who is amazing in Japan and doesn't get enough attention over in North America. You've got Matsuri from Lucky Star, Satomi Akasaka. Kenichi Suzumura, who did the voice of Kamui in X. The guy that did the voice of Wolverine and Death from Soul Eater.
I would like to point out though that it's Gohan's, so there's that.
What has Gohan's done?
Gohan's is known for like
Sekai Yakundomo.
Marduk Scramble and
Well,
stuff.
Princess Lover, and Sekai Yaku and Domo, K, the really
K.
new
Oh.
anime.
yeah, they formed in 2008. They're made for they were established by former Satellite members.
Yeah, former State Light members.
Yeah, I think this
Satellite.
thing just looks like it's going to be a more upbeat version of something like Tokyo Magnitude. 'Cause it's like a very similar
Yeah.
looking setting, but
I
you
don't
look
know
at
if
the
it's
last
gonna
line,
be Mapoi.
Yeah, it
But
does.
and it
maybe.
says, "But why aren't they wearing any protection against radiation?" So it's
Because
just kind of like-
magic.
I'm kind of hoping
Says
for
Gordon
another
Freeman.
From the New World here, like because Shinsekai Yori was really fascinating as a series.
Shinsekai Yori was interesting, but not exciting or fun.
Yeah, it wasn't exciting at all.
I really enjoyed it, but then again, I like the calmer.
it became exciting later on.
bored me a little actually.
After it got
Seinen-ish
got
kind
past
of
the
stuff.
fragrant lesbianism, it was really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Too
Lesbians,
exciting,
yay
too
for all the
not
straight
very
people.
exciting, and I abstain. So, votes out on that.
Geist Crusher by
Geist
Studio Pirat.
Oh, this
No,
No,
looks
this
so
looks
bad.
exactly like Ultimate Zero Battle Spirits to me, except the guy has red hair instead of black and he's wearing armor.
What's funny is that the company, like I know the company. I mean, they made
Well,
GTO
you're on a first
back
name
in the day.
basis.
Yeah,
with the company.
they know me. Yeah, shout out to Holden Reviews. They made GTO way back in the day, and Yu Yu Hakusho, and Takara no Go, and like fucking what was it, Romance of the 12 Kingdoms, or I think it's called 12 Kingdoms. And then they just stopped making good stuff. They decided that was no longer fun.
Well, they spend all their time with Bleach and Naruto these days.
I was about to say, and then they kind of just were like, we need money, and then they found the ultimate way to make money,
Make another shonen series.
and it's got a lot of rainbows. So
Rainbows.
you know, I might watch it if I was really desperate for rainbows.
Well, this one interests me more than the other one because the writer is actually the same guy who did the first season of Digimon, the script dude. So
really,
that's cool. Yeah, first season of Digimon and this thing, same script dude.
Are you sure? Because now we're going to get into a big conversation on what the best season of Digimon is, because I would disagree that it's not the first season.
Well, first season is best on nostalgia basis. Tamers is kind of the best regardless. You
There we
can't
go.
There you
Now I will agree.
I can agree with
From-
that.
on a-
season 3.
Tamers doesn't even seem like a kid's show. Tamers is
It's
just
not.
legitimately a good
It is
show.
not a
It's
good
really hard to stay being called a kid's show when you decide to pull Lovecraft into your series.
When you have the writer for Serial Experiments Lane doing writing for you, it is no longer a kid's show.
Well, if it is, then they are the coolest kids in the kindergarten.
So
This is true.
anime's like Chinese cartoons for kids, right?
Yeah.
As I thought. With that said, I mean,
Anyway,
Kyoto
I'm not gonna watch it.
Animation!
yes.
Kyoto anime.
Speaking of Karno Kyokai, we got Kyokai no Katana,
Kanata.
or Kanata rather, not Katana. My
I've
bad.
never heard of Kyoto Animation. What do they do?
Are you
they-
serious? Please tell me you're joking.
They did Clanad and Full Metal Panic
And
and
Free.
Haruhi and K-On! And most importantly Free.
Yes.
Aside from Free, they did stuff like Chunibyo and fucking Kyoka. And there's a lot of other stuff that they've done that I don't watch or care about.
Hey,
But they've done a
Tristan.
lot.
Yeah.
Minori
Yeah.
Chihara's in this series. She did Yuki Nagato.
Cool, bro.
Is she the glasses girl that's in the picture here? If
Yeah, I
so,
think she
I'm
is.
on this so hard.
That's the best thing about this show. It's got a protagonist wearing glasses.
The best part about this show is that I'm going to pretend it's a sequel to Karno Kyokai, even though it's not.
You can't help but think that when you look at that title, can you?
No, I look at the kanji and everything, and it's so close.
Yeah, no, like even just how the logo's done in the poster here, it actually kind of is laid out the same way that the Kara no Kyokai logo is set out.
I just can't help but look at it and think, this will be like that one thing that I really like.
It's just some weird side story that Kyoto Animation just happened to do.
It actually has a really interesting backstory, this series, because the actual story from it came from the KyoAni Award competition of 2011. It was the honorable mention. So this is the writer's very first published work and very first animated
What
adaptation.
was the Kyoto Any Award ceremony? Because
It was held like a couple of years ago, and I think it's actually might be held every year to this day, but I remember a couple of years ago, it was held, and basically it's a short story, well not a short story, but a story writing competition where you submit stuff, it gets looked at by judges, gets qualified, they of course hold all the rights to the winners, and they make something out of it usually, or at least they try.
Yeah, the winners get publishing, and if the publish goes well, then they get
So
animated.
story writing competition implies this is going to be story
so
focused.
wait. If this series was the runner-up, who won that year?
Good question.
That is a good
Very
question.
good question.
I will use the power
Was
of
it-
Google.
Google. Okay, well you do that. What else can we talk about before we move on?
I would like
I
to
just think it's cool that it seems like to me something a bit more plot focused than what they've been working on recently.
I want to see it
what do you
because
mean?
it looks fun.
Free has like the greatest plot ever.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
disregarding
but
Free.
This looks even better.
Disregarding Free.
But this looks even better
Okay,
than
but
Free.
no,
I'm just
no,
hoping that this little guy with blonde hair crouching in the corner takes his shirt off at some point in the first episode.
That would be great.
It would be
I
him,
would-
and he's just like,
No, but story-wise, they've been
makes
doing
that noise.
okay. I missed the one that was between Free and Chinibrio. There was...
Is that
What, Hyoka?
The Tamako Market.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tamako
Tamako.
Market. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one at
that's
all.
Oh, there was
you
no
can skip
winner in
that.
2011.
There was no winner, but there was a runner-up.
There were 4 honorable mentions and no grand prize in the novel category.
They're all runner-ups.
Is that their way to shaft this guy out of getting any money? You're not the winner. There is no winner. You're the runner-up here.
You're not the winner.
Well, no, the problem was
You're the
that,
runner-up,
that they
but we're
couldn't
still gonna take your money.
they couldn't decide between 4 people for the best story given in the novel category. So all 4 of them got honorable mentions. I think they split the prize money across all 4 of them, and all of them got published with the bestsellers then getting adaptations for animation.
Cool.
Thank you.
Interesting.
You know what else is
That is very interesting.
The director of this thing. It's actually his first time.
Yes, it
directing on
is.
his own.
But he's done so much
Yeah,
with the.
so much episodes and stuff like that. It's his first time in charge of anything.
He's done so much shit with KyoAni though. Like the thing is that he knows the team well enough to where I think
Yeah.
that he'll be fine being a director because he already knows like everyone on a first name basis. I assume if he's worked on it since like Full Metal Panic and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
I
was a while
assume
back.
he'll be fine.
I mean, the description itself sounds kind of awful, but I'm gonna watch it because everything about it that's not the description.
To be
actually
fair,
sounds
most
really
descriptions
interesting.
sound awful, and it's not until you actually watch the show that anything gets
Look,
good.
It's a KyoAni show. Even if it's bad, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
I
Have you
mean,
seen the
hell,
PV? It looks
Otaku has a really
gorgeous.
bad description. A bunch of people that sit around faffing about anime.
Yeah, those people
That's
are
what we are.
lame.
That's what we are.
Totally not lane.
That's my point.
If by lame you mean amazing, then yes.
It was a self-burn, Holden.
A self-burn, can I apply a burn heal? Shout out to Pokemon X and Y,
Which we will
Hey,
get
we'll get to
to.
talk about that
which
later.
we will reference later.
So, and unless anybody has seen this idol show that I can't pronounce,
Aikatsu 2!
No.
Aikatsu 2, no.
No.
we
Shout
will
out
be
to people who have seen it.
skipping that.
I mean, the girls are named Strawberry Sky, and I don't know what Rand translates as, but I mean, Strawberry and Sky are 2 of the main characters.
That's all
Well,
you need.
To be fair,
Alan, I think you have to agree with me on this one, where everybody looks like a rainbow in like these pictures sometimes.
they're missing green.
This just happens to be like one of
No,
those
there's
things where-
green on the blonde girl. The second
Oh
blonde.
yeah, and the dress, yeah. But like, look at
Yeah.
their hair colors. It's like you're missing green.
Yeah.
You got 2 blue, 2 blonde.
Well, there's also no brown in a rainbow, but
I'd like someone in the comments to inform me if the first season is as shit as Love Live.
Truth. Shout out to comments. So
There you go. That's your first mission. Is the first season of this as shit as Love Live?
with that said, we're gonna move on to Nagi no Asukara, which is
PA
like by
Works.
PA Works.
Oh, hello, PA
Which-
Works. Haven't seen you
which-
in a while.
It just so happens that I've seen almost everything PA Works has ever done. The only thing that I haven't is I think Hanasakura Iroha.
That's like the best
I
one.
love Hanasaki Iroha.
I think
so much.
well, I don't know.
wait, does that
Angel
mean that
Beats
there's
is-
somebody else here who's actually
is
seen
really good
Tari
one.
Tari?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Tari
love
Tari's
Tari
good.
Tari.
I really enjoyed that
It
series.
was okay. It was an entertaining watch for me.
That
personally.
Power Rangers episode. That was
Yes!
highlight of that season.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
a really contrived series, but at the same time, I really love something that's got a decent soundtrack to it.
Oh yeah, the first episode of that.
I like
was-
the part where they sing the opening from True Tears as a choir.
Yes.
Then I didn't care. That was it. It couldn't get any better from there on.
Yeah.
Reflecataia. Shout out to Reflecataia. Glass
Shout outs to the kids.
Reflecataia.
So,
the
Nagi
kids
no
jumping off of this
Asakura.
boat in the picture. What are they doing? Why are they jumping in the water? They're going to get wet.
Well, they live in the water. They
They're
live
gonna
in the
get
water. Yeah.
Wet.
I mean, like
Free.
that's the whole premise of it.
The premise is just like, oh god, I'm wet now.
It's like they live in the water and then they go to school in land because there's a
The
cultural
premise is
divide.
like, hey shit, going.
It's just going to be like people having fevers for 12 episodes.
It's
oh
gonna-
god,
I mean,
shouldn't
yeah,
have jumped in that water.
I was
Okay.
about to say, you know how frail the Japanese are when it comes to like being slightly damp. It could be
Oh,
like
yeah.
potentially
You get-
life-threatening.
You're gonna get
damp in
sick.
Japan, and you're
I think
then
people
you've got
die
to,
from that in anime. And everybody knows anime is a actual documentary on Japan. Everybody knows that.
The voice cast for Nagi no Asakura is looking pretty interesting. It's mostly the newer voice actors, no like standout names that have been in the industry for years and years. But you've got Marco from Attack on Titan in here, Leto from Gargantua on the Virtuous Planet, Tanaka from Squid Girl, Lucy from Servant X Service. Like, the person with the longest list of characters to their name is Kana Hanazawa, who's also in Coppelion this season.
Interesting. She gets around.
Wow. There we go.
Kana Hanazawa is in like everything though. Like
Kana Hanazawa is in a lot. I agree with you on
Yeah.
this one, Ken.
What do you wait? What do you mean? There's nobody that's been standout that's been in the industry for a while?
A while.
Aya Endo's
For a
in this
while.
cast.
Is she? I didn't see her on the main
Yeah,
list.
she's there. She's there.
Aikano is Menma from Anohana.
Yes,
Like
she
that.
is.
Yeah. And she plays a lot of things too. Like I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Yeah, no. Oh yeah, she plays Mei from Say I Love You. It's not really too big, but
yeah, I'm definitely going to watch this for show because it looks gold.
For
Or
sure.
rather, if nothing else, because I like Powerworks. Powerworks does
Powerworks.
good stuff.
I like Powerworks. They're good.
for PA Works for me, I always am interested in what they show, but they always fall behind. Like I always get backlogged with their shows because for some reason I just lose interest like
Give an example.
really quickly.
Another.
Red Dead, Red
Dead
Data Girl,
Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption. No, Red Data Girl. Last season's Uchiten Kazoku was pretty good, but that really fell behind on my list. I don't know why. It was really interesting to me, but I just didn't keep up with it. And was there anything before those two? I feel like there's one more, but I can't think of it right now. Off the top of my head.
I like all of PA Works' old stuff for some reason. Even if it's bad, I'm just like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They're just good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out to good people.
Good times. Good
Outbreak
people are the best.
Company. So we got
Good
another.
people, you're the best.
We have an anime by Feel on this list. I don't know how you guys feel about this
By
one,
reading the
but,
description, I am not enthused because I have read this description many times
Hey,
before.
Phil did Kiss Exis.
Fielder kicks us is Alan, real talk?
Yeah?
They're still making the OVAs, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it later.
Okay, let's do
Those
that.
flipping OVAs started in 2008 and they're still going.
Jesus Christ. I knew they were going for a very long time. I just
I
didn't
think
know.
they've been going for the same time as Gundam Unicorn.
Yeah, no.
Well, Gundam Unicorn's 2010, I think.
I really don't know how to feel here between Studio Feel, who's done nothing I feel I'm really fond of, except that they did the in-betweening on Ghost in the Shell.
Nah.
And the fact
in-betweening
that the
is
light
cheating.
novel is published in Kodansha's Good Afternoon, which I usually
By
find
Mr.
is
Rogers?
some of the fluffiest and saddest of the Kodansha publishing. I don't know how to
Tristan,
feel.
you've seen Scrap Princess, right?
Yes, I have.
Is that good? Because
Yes.
it's the same light novel writer.
Yes, it is very,
Oh, there
very
we go.
good.
Oh, that's
Cool.
That
Because the
that's
only
encouraging.
thing I've of the writers done that I'm familiar with is Macademi Washoi, which was pretty shit.
But no, Scrap Princess was good, so if this is the same original writer, then...
Yeah, the same writer as that.
Then even though the description makes me cringe, I might check it out.
Well,
Truth.
we can all relate to it because we are all thoroughbred otaku.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
a moe missionary.
That
Why?
sounds like
That's-
what happens whenever you go to a maid cafe and it's really a sex parlor. You give Moe missionary. It's just fuck all kinds of messed up. With that said, I would like to go on to talk about
Kyousougiga.
Kyousougiga.
Kyousougiga is
by Toei.
fascinating.
When was the last time anybody has actually watched the Toei animation work? That's not
Okay,
a classic that you just happen to rewatch.
So I think someone out there has been watching One Piece. Maybe. No, but
Nope.
what's weird about this is that this is like a side. I don't know. What's weird about this is that they had the exact same anime
Yeah.
come out in 2012, but it was only 5
Well, they
Like,
did like
OVAs,
one
I think.
OVA in like 2011, and then 5 OVAs in 2012, and now it's gotten popularity to get a TV series.
All of those ended up going up on Nico Nico.
They
I
were
mean,
online.
it was an
Yeah.
online release, and now because it was so popular online, they've given it a full series with a budget.
I don't know how I feel about it. I think, if not only because it's Toei Animation, and I see them, and I'm just thinking,
The description reminds me of a Benobashi. Has anybody else here seen that?
the Magical Mall.
Yeah, Magical Shopping Arcade, yeah.
You remember the part with the Elvis guy? If it does that, I'll watch it.
All I keep
I'm
seeing when I
intrigued
look
now.
at this description is, so it's Alice in Wonderland. Because it's
Yeah.
atypical rabbit, and I'm like, Alice in Wonderland.
Shout out to Sucker Punch.
Now, is this connected to the OVAs or okay?
Yes, it's supposed to be a full budget retelling, kind of like a Black Rock Shooter was with BRS TV versus
yeah.
BRS, the OVA.
Oh, so it's going to be like not as good infinitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get a
Infinitely
really
worse.
shitty like 4.203 stamp of Holden, stamps it into the ground. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
Maybe you guys will comment if it's good.
So,
if I'm lying, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I vote to skip over Infinite Stratos because I've seen parts of Season 1 and I hated the crap out of it.
I'm going to watch it. I'm totally going to watch it.
I totally want to watch Infinite Stratos just to watch it, just
The thing
because this reminds me I haven't seen IS.
I kind of have this love-hate relationship with Infinite Stratos and all of the Mecha
It is
Musume
the
shows.
most stereotypical harem show I have ever watched in my life.
I like how they.
And then they were just like, oh, well, we have something different. They can all pilot mech.
No, it's like they are the mech, which is what I think is weird.
That's the thing. Like ever since Sky Girls came out in 2007, they have remade the same Mecha Musume show so many times, and I watch it every time, and I enjoy it every time, even though it's so bad.
I think it's because Mecha Musume is such a profitable. I don't even know subgenre
No, I think it's
now.
because, to be fair, Alan, you watch everything. What do you not watch?
I don't know, stuff that isn't on Crunchyroll.
How many shows did you watch last season? Like 22?
So that isn't on Crunchyroll.
22?
Oh.
Something like that. Was it 22?
It was 22, yeah.
You watched 22 shows from the summer season.
I did.
What did you not watch?
I didn't watch Love Lab, and I didn't watch C3 Boo, and a couple of sequels. I think
Good.
that's it.
Good.
Alan-
You don't want to watch C3.
Real talk? Real talk,
Yeah.
Alan? That's
Yeah.
more anime than I've seen in the last year. If we're getting completely honest here, that's probably more than I've seen.
Get it all out. Get it all out, Holden.
I will say that I've been watching Gundam, so it's kind of an unfair.
Well, we
but
know
not
that.
enough. Not enough. Only like 70 episodes, 80 so far. But with skipping over Infant Stratus, we're going to go into something that's very interesting, which is
Kill
a
the
Kill,
Kill.
which
Yes.
has nothing to do with Killer Kill, the Suda51 game. It's by Studio Trigger, which is the newly formed studio that
Gainax.
was made by a bunch of refugees from Gainax.
Refugee.
And what they did was they came here and they decided we still want to make anime. So then they got Hiroyuki Imaishi and he was like, hey, I want to direct stuff again. And they're like, so, and then they said yes. And then we had Kill la Kill.
Well, Studio Trigger, in my mind, is like what Bones was to Sunrise. So hopefully,
Maybe. We
this
don't
will
even
be
know.
amazing.
That's the thing.
It's a potential dream team, essentially.
It's a
Has anyone
potential
actually
dream
seen
team.
Little Witch Academia?
I love that. Yeah,
I
know,
thought
I
I
was
had
about
seen
to
that,
say,
and there's so much hype around it.
I thought it was okay.
I think everything's okay.
For like a 20-minute short,
20 it
I
was
thought
like
it was...
you can see it on YouTube officially. It's like for free. It's like 25 minutes. They tried to Kickstarter. They got like a shitload of cash.
It hit like 500,000 in like...
Yeah, they got
by
a
10.
shitload of cash for Kickstarter.
Got
Kind of like
lots of money.
Kickheart. Shout out to Kickstart bullshit. So the thing about this is that it's got the director, of Gurren Lagann. It's got Hiroki Imaishi.
And Dead Leaves, Tristan's favorite movie.
Tristan's favorite movy.
Fuck Dead Leaves.
And so my thing is okay. Like here's where I've got to do some biased shit, like I usually am.
All right.
My problem with it is that I've seen the trailers and everything, and it looks like a weird side story of Gurren Lagann. And my problem is I don't like seeing the same style of Gurren Lagann over and over again, because kind of like how the Monogatari series lost its shine after like the first and second season. Hiroyuki Amaishi's styling just annoys me now, almost.
Well, because the thing is like when you first saw it when it came out in Gurren Lagann, it looked fucking
so
amazing.
Rad. It was
But
so
that
different.
was a couple of years ago. So now you're looking at it now and you're like, this is something that was rad a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, like 5 years ago or something.
But
like,
no
unless it
longer.
has-
So many other studios have gone, well, what can we take from that style and make new and fresh in our styles? And now it just seems kind of played.
Outdated.
Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
because a lot of studios take like one of their most famous works, and like in this case, they're looking at Gurren Lagann and be like, okay, well, we can just use the same kind of art style.
Yes.
Not a lot of people, or not people, not a lot of studios actually change their art styles. There's not many people like Kyoto Animation that does one season of Haruhi in one style, and then the other season of Haruhi in a totally different style.
Yeah, I think this runs the risk of being really superficial in that regard, unless it has a decent story to back it up, because it is just like bombastic, crazy action.
Well, to be
scenes.
fair, Gurren
Constantly.
Lagann didn't have much in the way of story. It was just, go here, kill this guy, blow that up, be a man.
Well, Gurren Lagann was just like expanded Die Buster.
Basically.
essentially.
Yes, it really was. It was an expanded version of Die Buster.
Whereas Kill la Kill is looking like it's going to be, here are these two girls who are both heroes, both protagonists, and one of them has a scissor sword. And I'm just thinking, Sora and Riku, Kingdom Hearts, go.
The thing about when I look at it is I see a lot of potential, but I also see that I won't. My thing I think I won't like about it is because like it looks a lot like Madaka Box, and I didn't really like Madaka Box that much.
Yeah, that
The
was
risk that this
pretty bad.
the risk that this one runs is that being 24 episodes, which I would say in this day and age is a rarity. I guess I'd say more often.
Oh god, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be 24 episodes. So with that, there's some inherent problems or hurdles that you must overcome. But if they can do it, the payout is that much more.
Well, the
So-
thing is, it's got so much hype surrounding it now as well.
Yeah,
so I mean,
that's-
if anything goes
if it
wrong with
lives
it,
up
it is
to
going
it-
to be the butt of everyone's jokes.
Yeah, if it fails, it will be the butt of everyone's jokes. If it succeeds, it'll be almost expected.
Yeah.
But the
I think
thing
that's
is,
the
it
thing.
could just turn into another SAO where it's very divided, where people notice all the flaws and don't like it, and then just say it's shit, and then the people that don't care, and because there's so much hype, they're like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't
It
care.
could
No,
be like
But
What's
this
the-
isn't based on a light novel that was written by a 15-year-old, so I think we're all right.
that's true. That's true. So it's kind of like, will it turn out to be the Attack on Titan of the fan base?
Yeah, that's
Or
what
will
I
it
was
be the
expecting.
SAO?
The real
we'll just have to wait,
risk they're running
probably.
is that since this is Studio Trigger's first big thing,
First,
if this
yes.
doesn't succeed, the studio is going to have a huge black mark right out of the gate.
Yeah, they better point the trigger at their fucking heads and just pull it because they're going bankrupt if this doesn't work.
Kill a kill indeed.
Yeah, this whole anime is going to be kill a kill, and Studio Trigger will either pull the trigger on their own fucking noggin,
Yeah.
or they'll just point the trigger in the air and just make off with all the monies.
I think this thing kind of already has its fan base established, though, because I think this is literally come in and fill Titan's shoes. Like, Titan leaves, this comes in, they've got their action fix again.
That's true. And it's got Gurren Lagann fans
Mm-hmm.
going
already
spiral.
ready to go, yeah.
More importantly, Golden Time.
Yeah, so Holden
Oh.
Time by JC
Golden
Staff.
Time.
So Holden Time, which was the cancelled anime from Pataku.
Golden's
Um,
going to do some Holden.
The subsequent series, which was Golden Time, named after my hair by JC Staff, came out, and it's about a guy in high school. Okay,
No,
there you go.
It's about a guy in law school in Tokyo. It's a seinen series, which is one of my favorite genres. So it's a comedy romance set not in high school that, quite honestly, I'm kind of interested by simply because it's setting itself in a law school in Tokyo.
Well, I'm pretty hyped behind it. It's got, like, every single good thing about production behind it. Like, the
Yeah.
light novels were done by the people who did Toradora, it's JC stuff.
I really like, it doesn't sound interesting, but I'll watch it because it kind of reminds me of Maya Yoshimon, which was the series about the guy who's a fucking Germinator, I guess is what it is, whereas he studies,
The Germinator!
he has like germs and he can see germs.
Oh,
and it was
I
set in
know,
college.
Yeah, I remember
And-
that. Yeah.
And it's fucking mental, but
Well, just slice of
Interesting.
lives in college are just
Will be-
rarer. Like we see so much stuff in high school. I just want to see something like Honey and Clover again.
It's a breath of
That-
fresh air when
that's
we
con- that's
do not
tall
have
order.
to watch something that's in high school.
Like
it is rare.
like Genshiken this season or in the summer season was
Was
like,
amazing.
It was.
Still is amazing. It's not over yet.
This is gonna kind of replace that for the fall for me, or at least I'm hoping it will.
I admit
Yeah.
I ship Hato Mada.
Yeah, I do too.
I think
do
with
too.
this kind of everything is just boils down to how good the light novels were, because like the director's the guy who did Higurashi, the writer's the guy who's done like all of the key adaptations. If the novels were good, the adaptation's going to be brilliant. Is
Yeah.
my stance on it.
Like,
That's
I know someone that
really
read-
good stance.
I know someone that read the manga, and apparently the story holds up for the manga. I don't know what the differences are, but it seems like it can be a solid show for the season. I don't think it'll like completely tank it all.
Well, yeah, if it's a light novel that already stood up to one adaptation, then it'll probably continue to adapt well into other formats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think anime as a medium will prove to be more challenging than manga.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If anything, I think it'd be easier.
Honestly, there are lots of things to say about SAO, but my biggest problem with it is that I read the light novels and I watched the anime, and ultimately the light novels did not lend themselves to any kind of adaptation because the main character lives inside his own head.
Mhm.
Like it's full of internal monologue that you can't put in an anime anymore. You can't have the guy posing dramatically while the voice actor just gives a monologue of what he's thinking.
Unless it's Akuna Hana.
Well, unless you're doing something artsy,
Well, it's
but
the thing that you can do it, but it's just not in style anymore. Like noir films used to do that a lot, but you don't see Hollywood doing that anymore either.
Dame walked in and I knew she was trouble. She had $50 legs and a $5 dress.
It's like a taboo almost, is what it feels like now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people consider it like a cheap way out, just to have some
Yeah.
guy explaining what everybody is thinking instead of
Yes.
like
Yeah,
showing it.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's where show don't tell came from.
That's because mise-en-scène became a thing.
Yeah.
So, strike the blood.
With that, I would like to strike the blood. So we attacked on the Titans, and now we're gonna strike the blood.
So Sailor Venus, Haruhi, Leto, and a bunch of other characters that look really familiar, but I can't think of immediate character analogies.
I'm expecting nothing of this show.
No.
This show-
Studio Silverlink, vampires,
No,
mages.
look. It's written by Hiroyuki Yoshino, which means it's going to be bad.
Ooh.
There we go.
I
For the
agree with
people
you
at
on this
home,
one.
what has this guy done before?
Excel World, Guilty Crown, Seikon no Quasar, and Vivid Red.
Yes.
That is essentially a cereal bowl full of turds.
Yeah.
On the writing standpoint, some of those shows have like some fun action stuff and some good soundtracks to go along with it, but Hiroyuki Yoshino should not be allowed on a keyboard. He's just not good at that. His only saving grace is that he wears glasses.
That's a saving grace.
Yep.
Glasses are awesome.
We got two more rows until we really get into glasses, but
I'm so excited for
Truth.
that.
Truth.
yeah.
So now that we're freezing the vibration,
No, we are skipping the freezing vibration.
Second season and an ecchi harem series just passed.
No, Tristan, this show has taken your advice. It has
Everybody-
stayed frosty.
Yeah, as I say, it's staying frosty. Everybody go watch this. Seriously, go fucking watch freezing.
Don't do it. It's an ecchi harem series. It's going to be awful.
Dal Yong Lim is a fucking genius.
I'm just worried by freezing because it looks like it's going to be what's that show called?
Freezing?
Sekirai. It just looks like
Oh,
Sekirai.
it looks Sakurai? No, it's not. It's not Sakurai. It's like Sakurai if Sakurai woke up and was like, "Hey, today I didn't get my cup of coffee. I'm mad." That's what it's like. With that, we have the Seiyuu Sentai.
All right, I'm just
voice.
gonna throw this straight out. If
Yes.
the studio who has done this, wonderful called TBA, doesn't even have a name, that does not bode well.
When it's a motion comic, I don't think you can call it an anime.
Only half of this
I
picture's
think
coloured
that
in
they're
as
too
well.
embarrassed to. Yeah, I was like, I think that they're embarrassed to associate themselves with it, so they're just making it appear as if it's to be announced.
I mean, it's so meta, it's ridiculous.
It
Seiyuu.
is. That's the perfect way to describe it, Kenneth. It is so meta.
But it's also a motion
It's
comic. It's
Seiyuu,
not
like,
really
come on.
anime. It's You know, those DVDs you can get of Marvel Comics being read to you as cameras pan dramatically around the panels.
Yeah, you know, it's a good question, though. What would you describe as a force of evil threatening to destroy Moe?
A force of evil threatening to destroy Moe?
As much as I love Moe,
Gen Urobuchi, he is threatening to destroy Moe.
A desire
Because of
for your
him.
sexual partner not to look like a 5-year-old girl with giant tits.
I mean, as much as I love Moe, I'm not going to like cry myself to sleep if it's gone.
Oh my god.
Moe is whatever you want it to be.
Moe is when you Moe is a boner in your heart. That's what
Yes.
Moe is.
We've had this
way to put it.
discussion
Fine.
before.
You could find doorknobs to be Moe, if that's what you're into.
Yep, doorknobs can be Moe.
Kawaii desu. Very kawaii desu.
Okay, so
Yuusha ni Narenakatta?
Looks
the
pretty
image
interesting.
reminds me of Hayore Naruko-san
It
for
does.
some
Yeah.
reason.
But this is
It
supposed
does.
to
Me
be
of working.
I feel
It's
like
because
supposed to
she
be
has
the
white hair and a
Naosama.
yellow dress.
And is
Yeah.
a super
Blue eyes.
bombastic action pose with giant tits.
What? Oh, wow. The protagonist is called Raoul. What country is this from?
I
Japan.
think he's actually right now on in New York. He's doing the next Calvin Klein stuff. He's actually a fashion designer. Raoul is.
Is it Raoul or Raul?
I think it's
I thought
Raoul,
Raoul had to have an
It's probably
Raoul.
Raoul.
but it's like how Paul is pronounced Paul if you're a fashion designer.
Paolo.
Oh, definitely.
It's
I've got to say, though, this just sounds like Mao-sama, in a way.
Yeah, that's
It's a
exactly
demon
what
lord
it's
doing a job.
looking like.
I love Mao-sama. If there's
Mao-sama
anything
was
like that, it'll be
really
great.
funny. Then
Yeah.
because it had a fucking little girl with starts with an S. I forgot it, but she was
The one with giant boobs.
no,
No?
not that one. But yeah, Mao-sama. That was the Burger King, and it was Burger King if fucking
It was
Satan.
McDonald's.
Yeah, if fucking demon guy had to work at Burger King and McDonald's. What was it?
It was McRonald's, I think. And then there was
McDonald's.
there was
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken working next door.
I'm
It was
just
so good.
Looking
I
at
loved
this,
it.
I'm kind of hoping it's going to be like Lena Inverse can't be a superhero anymore. So now she's back working in the restaurant with her sister, and she can still dragon slave whenever she wants.
Am I correct to say that this studio is pronounced as Arse Red?
Yeah.
Osred.
I don't know.
Well, I think they want as red, but
You see,
as red.
that's what you get when you sit on a bee's nest.
Osred.
You get an arse red when you sit on a bee's nest.
I don't know. I think they did in-betweens for Code Gay Ass, but I'm not too sure.
Huh.
I think they did. With that said, I think we better refrain from any more jokes as we go into Little Buster's Refrain, which is the subsequent second sequel.
Second
Sequel,
season
not-
of Little
not second
Busters.
season.
I
Yes,
did
yes.
not watch Little Busters.
So if you
season
like
one.
Little Busters, yay! There's more Little Busters.
Yeah, I watched 10 episodes of the first season and I didn't continue it.
And you were just like, look at those Little Busters, I'm quitting.
Now you
Yeah.
see, I
Get
wasn't
out.
a big fan of the first season until I spoke to my friend who's played the visual novel and explained to me that Little Busters is more about friendship than it is about romance.
Yes, it is.
And it worked in my head after that, because like when he's just going around like essentially dicking all these girls, but with friendship, it was like, oh, that sounds a bit superficial. But no, it's just their friends.
Dicking
that work.
people with friendship.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly what happens when I shake people's hands.
I am going to fuck you with my friendship.
With friendship.
I don't want to shake hands with you, Holden, if you dick people while shaking hands.
No,
I'm gonna
no.
make your Kakuro go doki doki.
Doki doki. Nanda.
Nandesu ka?
Yeah. So,
Nandesu?
Alan, do you have anything you really want to say about this? Because I really don't
No,
want to
I
say.
think this is kind of going into like the little bits at the end of the roots from the visual novel. I'll watch it, but I'm not that hyped about it, because I did like the first season, but I didn't think it was amazing.
Speaking of getting into hype stuff, you have Hajime no Ippo Rising.
I can't wait. Like, oh my god, it's
Yeah,
gonna be so good.
people are so hyped
I've
about
never
this.
actually got into this series. What
So-
makes it so great? It looks like Rocky.
Yeah, it essentially is. Like, lots of... I haven't seen that much sports anime. I first got into sports anime really recently after I watched Kuroko. Just watched for everything. This is by far the best sports anime I've seen. And most people kind of regard it as being the best sports anime of all time. But the brilliance is, I watched it this year. And so most people have been waiting for this since 2009, because the second season of Ippo had this stupid ending where, like, throughout the entire 100 episodes coming up to that point, it was just like, we're building up this rivalry with the main rival that got introduced
100
in, like,
episodes?
episode 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the first season is 74, the second
The
season
manga
is 26.
has over 100 volumes.
It's like 1,000 chapters, I think. It's like somewhere up
Yeah,
there.
it's crazy.
It's
But this
one
is
of the
actually-
longest running mangas out there next to, like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Is Detective Conan that high?
Conan has at least 70-something.
Hmm.
Shout out to Japanese books that we call manga.
Shout out to Log Horizon.
Ooh.
Log-
We've done an Ippo. Ippo's going to be amazing. There we go.
Lippo is going to be amazing, so I think it's really... Oh, you do have to say that, but...
Hi, look
Oh,
at
this
hey,
is
look, it's Sword Art Online
This
again.
is like Sword Art Online, yes.
Hey, what's
Okay,
that?
I'm going to
That's
throw this out there. I'm not going to have respect for anybody that says, "Oh, this is a Sword Art Online cone" before they actually see it.
No, there's a difference. There's 30,000 people in this world
think-
instead of 10.
Does anyone know if the light novels for this was written before the light novels for Sword Art?
That's a good
I
question,
wonder
actually.
If they
Yeah,
die,
because
do
like
they die in real life?
the person who did these light novels did Mao Mao Yuusha, which I haven't seen, but I've heard is pretty decent.
Mao Yuusha is pretty awesome.
It's great,
Like,
except for the fact that it doesn't fucking end. They're just like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna spend this entire show leading to this point that's supposed to happen, but it never fucking does."
Because honestly, from
Alan,
what I've...
have you seen ARMS anime? Just, like, in general, have you seen any of them?
Probably.
Yeah, it's not like any of those. It's completely out of left field for ARMS. It's
cool.
pretty rad, though. I would definitely.
It's just
recommend
kind of like, from what I've heard of Mao Mao Yuusha, I have more faith in a light novel about being trapped in a video game by the person who did that than the person who wrote Excel World.
I do.
That's all I can say.
I would
actually.
argue that basically Log Horizon got its green light because of SAO. I don't think it's a clone. I think it's something that gets to
obviously.
emerge because
Yeah.
SAO was popular and at the same time
You see,
not.
that's the reason
That's
why
true.
I'm interested in what got written first, because obviously this is being made because SAO is like more
Yeah, and
popular
it's
than
another thing of
Jesus.
like my favorite thing about SAO in the first place was the premise. It just got handled extremely poorly.
Yeah, the premise was by far the best thing. It just didn't have any characters in it.
Also, this has a cat person in it.
So now we're actually gonna be
And
ripping off Hack
the
Sign
guy-
even fucking more than we already work.
And the guy with the biggest presence on the image is wearing glasses, so it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But look,
We're
there's a
almost
world,
there.
and all the seas are black. That's oil. So this is the future, because we found all the hidden oil. It was in the ocean. There it is.
There are no more fish.
Dot
Yeah.
hack sign was terrible. Don't ever watch it.
The Dot Hack series on the PS2 was actually not half bad, but
It was
Dot Hack
pretty
Sign
rad.
was
Don't
horrible.
watch it. Go watch it. You should probably go see. Because if you have any idea, if you wonder what the bottom of the barrel looks like, look no
That's
further than Dot hack sign.
I think I read the like a volume of the manga and then proceeded to not read the other volumes and sell it to someone.
To be fair, actually, I would not say that Dot Hack Sign is the bottom of the barrel.
No, I wouldn't either. That's an overstatement, but
Instead, I would throw up its related franchise sequel, as it were, Legend of the Twilight Bracelet. Dot Hack,
oh, okay.
which I would say is even
I like.
fucking worse.
Did
than
you
Dot
like
Hack Sign.
GU?
GU? No.
Okay.
The
I was just
games,
won-
yes.
That's what I was wondering.
The
I was
games,
like,
yes. The anime, no. Actually, I don't think there's any Dot Hack anime that I actually... No, there's one that I liked, and that was Liminality, but that's only because it was a compliment to the game, because it came with the game.
So you liked it on? Yeah.
Because the game had four episodes to it, like four
Yes,
actual
it was 4
games.
discs.
And each game came with its own 25-minute episode of Liminality, and it took place outside the game while the game was occurring, and it was actually kind of interesting. But that's the closest thing to good I've seen out of Dot Hack.
I think we should
Interesting.
walk on to Walkure Romanze.
Now,
What?
I'll say this: I
Mr.
like her
Romanze?
outfit.
the thing
She
is,
makes me think
that
of
I
Utena.
adore this show already.
I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
the
watch.
thing. She has
I
the
adore
exact
this
same
show.
character design as Utena in every way, shape, form, and fashion.
Except haircut.
I want to watch this.
Well, no, she's got the same haircut as Utena from the movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just in In the movie, she's got a white outfit. So this is like that's what this is. It's a combination of the Utena movie verse and series verse.
This is like
in the form of an ecchi
1.5 kind of thing. I like Utena, but this
an ecchi harem with jousting. It's got everything. It's got dudes with big hard poles shoving them into each other.
I cannot.
This better have a dude with fabulously long green hair in it. I'm going to be proper pissed off if it doesn't.
I'm watching the PV right now, and it's
It's a god tier.
Is it a tits and bums
Special?
anime? Is it a tits and bums anime? Totally
yeah,
is.
it kind of is.
I have to watch it.
Well, it's a comedy ecchi harem. What do you expect?
Yeah,
It's a tits and bums
I have
anime with a
to
chick who looks
watch
like Utena in it. It's going to be great.
a lot of stretching and a lot of cuddling.
I have to watch it just because I have no idea. Like, I've seen a lot of harem and a lot of ecchi, and I've never seen something with this kind of premise. This sounds like if Knight's Tale became like High School DxD, and at the same time, I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how it's High School DxD related, I think it's just ecchi, but yeah,
Everything's High School DxD related to you, man.
I have to watch this on the grounds of I need to know how the execution of something like this is possible. Because jousting in anime...
The thing is, I'm expecting some crazy manly innuendos with this jousting.
I think I am too, but maybe it's just a metaphor for like erectile dysfunction because they're breaking the jousting poles and stuff. So maybe this is like a really smart anime that we're all just too stupid to get. Made by
definitely.
8-bit, of course, which they've outsmarted us before, haven't they?
There's a lot of they don't really move in the animation. It's just like a lot of effects to make it look like they move. And
To be fair, that is a lot of the animation industry nowadays.
yeah, that's true. So yeah, don't expect anything too crazy. I mean, not that you would in the first place, but there's a lot of like stretching and stuff that if you want to visually stimulate yourself, you can.
I think that if...
Speaking of things that visually stimulate...
I was going to say, if you want to look at something a little better, you should probably check out...
based on the #1 best-selling Otome drama CD series.
Wait, really?
Of all things. Yeah, it's based on drama CDs.
You know, that's a thing.
Oh, I know it's a thing, but I didn't know that like that's #1 best-selling drama CD.
I am genuinely excited for this because as the token gay, a series about hot guys in glasses, I'm all for.
I want to see it.
I'm just all about glasses in general. And for some reason, I'm more excited about this than I would be the premise of the same show but with girls. I don't know why. I watched Utano Prince Sama recently, and just the idea of that with glasses is just completely blows my mind.
That's true. That's
And
very
you know
true.
what's the funniest thing about this show's production? Yeah,
What's that,
The
mate?
director, the only 2 things he has ever worked on before,
Yes.
ever, is this thing called This Boy Can Fight Aliens, and this
Yeah.
other thing called This Boy Caught a Merman. Only 2 shows he's ever worked on. They're like 40-minute Shonen Ai OVAs.
I am so down for this.
This guy is probably amazing.
They're flipping. The funny thing is, those OVAs are licensed and like out on Blu-ray by Sentai in America.
What?
What? Really?
Okay, well, actually, no. I'm not surprised at that, considering Sentai licensed Ice, and if nobody else here has seen Ice, it's fucking
I've
horrible.
seen your review of Ice. That's my experience with Ice.
It's more bottom of the barrel than anything .hack has ever dreamed
I just
of.
realized, that Ice is a little of a lot worse than .hack's. Holy
lot
shit!
worse.
I have to review Ice.
Oh, okay.
You can
Oh,
actually
this
review
is
the
gonna
dub
be
of
so
it.
good.
It isn't
Because
really
they
fun, though, I
dubbed it.
assume.
Not only was it so bad, I was surprised it got licensed. They dubbed it. They thought it was good enough to dub it. I do not know what's going in the heads of people at Sentai at times. I really don't.
That kind of failure is magical, as we discussed Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic 2.
Speaking of dubbing, have you guys seen the press release for Funimation's reasoning as to why they won't dub Onei? That's the sister incest anime that came out.
It's just one of those booby sister animes with
Yeah,
the twist
no,
being that she's
If
not
they
related
didn't want to
him.
dub it, why'd they license it?
Yeah, what was
did they?
Funimation's rationale?
Hold on. I'm gonna. You can probably get back to it, but I retweeted.
Get
like
back to it when we
press
talk
release
about
of it.
Kiss X Sis. We'll do that. There we go. That's a good segue for you.
So, Funimation.
Shout outs to Funimation.
I
Shout
think
out to
that
Funimation.
you're actually missing a huge demographic when you're by not dubbing that, but, I'm not the one with fucking animation degree.
Is anyone up for a J-Taku fan dub of Oni?
We'll do that.
Sure.
Actually,
let's do it.
Contact us, and we're gonna make it happen, Alan.
I will.
Oni abridged.
Not
So
even
no,
a bridge.
It's not.
Come on.
This isn't a bridge. This is the fucking real ass
This is a fan dub. We'll translate it. Kieran, I want you to play the student council president with an eye patch and giant tits.
I will do my best.
That's my casting of you.
Wait,
I'm
Alan, you've seen this.
yeah, I've seen this.
You know
Of
the
course I have.
part where like the dude, this real talk
Yeah.
was like one of the only anime in my life that I've seen that had actual infants breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Like that was so jarring. I couldn't believe it.
Wait,
It was
there was
pretty weird.
The only other anime I've ever seen that was with Neva, where it was actual legitimate infant breastfeeding, not like Sekon no Quasar stuff.
Wasn't there breastfeeding in I want to say Summer Wars, but I could be wrong in that.
Shout out to lactation.
There's a movie.
Shout out to
No, not Summer Wars.
Ami and Yuki
fucking-
Wolf Children.
Yeah,
Shout-outs to
Wolf Children.
Formula.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it's in Wolf
I
Children.
don't know why I thought Summer Wars.
Shout out to lactation. So, yes. To get back to Magi, the Magical Labyrinth Season 2, if you liked the first one, which a lot of people did, myself included.
I'm surprised that I haven't actually seen it.
I couldn't get into it. Everything about the humor just turned me off.
I don't blame you. There's a reason humor's not listed on the genres here, because I agree, it's not funny.
No.
But it tries so hard.
It tries
It's
so
just
hard,
like
but
shonen
it
humor, though.
fails.
Like it's the kind of comedy that Naruto tries to do every now and then. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, watch how little Naruto I watch.
that's true. But at least it has, I don't know, it has seasons. And for a shonen, I like shonens that end with seasons and don't have just autonomous runs. I don't know why.
Fairy tale.
I'm just fine with shonen in general, but I just generally don't like the whole like magical world premises. Usually,
That's true. That's
they
true.
just don't interest. Especially the flipping in the real world transported into the magical world. That stuff bores the shit out.
Shout out to Inuyasha.
Shout outs to frickin' Shining Tears X-Wind. Ugh.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Shining Tears X-Wind. Oh my god.
Show spoilers for
dude.
Shining Tears X-Wind.
Alright.
I
Just bit at the
literally
end, like-
never thought I would hear that again. Oh my
The
god.
freaking like last episode is just like, so the guy falls in love with the girl in the magical world, and then he's like, oh no, we've got to split up and everything. I've got to go back to the real world. And he's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm just gonna stay here. That's the ending.
Yeah, that's right up there with oh, I have to leave you forever, Tamahome. But now when I get back to the real world, there's a dude that looks just like you, and he acts like he knows me. What the fuck, Fushigi Yugi?
It's oh
The
my
closest
god.
thing I can relate to is Zero no Skyma.
The closest I can relate to is fucking Angel Beats in that ending.
Oh god, the plot hole in
yeah.
that. The fucking plot hole in that. How did she
Oh my
get there
God.
first if she died after him?
I don't. That was my biggest thing. I was like, wait, he donated his heart.
And she lived
I
a
was like-
full life with it.
I was like, lol, what? How the fuck was she?
I don't get it.
Do you
I
reckon
don't
they
get-
just came up with it in just like a brainstorm for the last episode? It's like, well, what do we
They're
do?
like, we need something. Shit.
What do we do?
She
after
has
this
his heart,
disappearing
literally.
scene?
I know we've been working this romance with Yuripe, but let's have her leave first, and then we can have this other thing to cater to the Yuki Nagato fanboys.
Well, I think maybe soon we might actually get reasoning soon because Angel Beats is actually getting a visual novel adaptation now. So hopefully
Thank God.
we'll actually
because
like
it
figure out
needs kind of.
why exactly that happened.
Like,
Yeah,
why
needs that
things
support.
were going on.
I think Kyoto Animation will animate it.
I reckon
I
like
would
the
love that.
reason that she got caught in time for so long is that she got in this weird dimension where she was playing Snake on her phone for like 70 odd years.
No, what it was the main character himself had already relived Purgatory without ever meeting her. She waited so long that he lived another full life and died again.
How about this, yeah? Do you reckon that maybe the reason they had the same heart is because they're actually the same person? And so the
Do you
gap.
reckon that what he did was he called a number and got his mind nuked And then with that, he ended up on the White House lawn. And there he was.
I'm gonna go with
With a
he was
gun.
actually in heaven, and then God sent him to purgatory because she was there.
But why were they reincarnated then?
Because
Oh my god.
Suck a dick.
God,
Speaking
make up
of
your mind.
speaking of purgatory, Tristan,
White Album
why
2.
Why aren't you reviewing White Album?
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of purgatory, let's talk about White Album 2.
is this actually a sequel? Because the description doesn't make it sound like a sequel.
I never finished White Album 1 because it was the biggest piece of shit ever. Not
White
piece of
Album
shit,
is
but-
one of those shows that I would watch being the masochist I am, because I don't like reviewing good shows, because then I feel obligated to put forth effort and work. Whereas with bad reviews, I never look back on them. So White Album, right up my alley. Like, it's something that I should and might review. That said, if you saw the original one and liked it, this is probably more of the same that you're looking for. If not, stay away and think it is not existing.
I might give it a try because it's about a light music club, and Tari Tari was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
I just get alarm bells when I see drama and romance as genres
Yeah,
on a
no,
show
no,
with a picture
no.
like that.
It's
No,
got it's
season
got
1
snow.
was very, very drama, not much romance.
Like, this thing is this going to be like, is it going to be Kimi ga Nozumo drama, or is it going to be Kimi no Iramachi drama? That's the question.
Kira no
It's
Hamachi.
going to be high school bullshit drama. That's not actually taking place in high school.
Speaking of high school, we should talk about basketball in high school.
Oh, okay,
Kuroko no basket.
Okay, this is production
who's
IG.
actually seen Kuroko?
But is it just me, or does
Yeah,
that
it is, and
poster
the
look
season's amazing.
awful? Like, the art on it looks awful.
No.
I would like
No.
to point out that's just the designs.
But the anatomy, bodies don't work like that.
The anatomy
They
was
do
always
when you're
kinda
playing
shite.
basketball. When you're part of the generation of miracles, your body works like that, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is like Bill Nye the Science Guy would slow you down, and that's fucking what you look like.
Like,
You turn
they,
into
they go
people
at
like
supersonic speeds. They do everything. It's so good. Who's actually seen Kuroko here?
I remember
I
watching
haven't.
it and thinking the main character's special ability is to pass the ball. I was like, could we get
Yeah,
a more
it's-
passive main protagonist?
That's the idea,
ever?
though. He's nobody sees him. He's invisible. Everyone listening, if you are put off of this by the fact that you know nothing about basketball yet, just watch it. You'll love
Go
it.
watch Slam
Guarantee you.
Dunk. It's amazing.
It's production IG,
Oh.
so it's probably a really good series. Like, I've never
It is a
really
really
been
good series.
disappointed by IG.
It's half decent. It's more or less guaranteed to be half decent at least because it is IG.
It's just entertainment in its
It's
purest
really
form.
fun to
Like,
watch. I'll give you that, Alan.
It's
really
just
fun
so
to watch.
entertaining. Like, you just sit there, and before you know it, you've watched it all. It watches itself.
I think it's more fun for women to watch, in fact, to be honest.
Oh yeah, there's only 2 female characters, and only one of them has big boobs. It's just like, what's going on?
yeah. I mean,
This
like,
is a
there's
shame.
like that whole
There's
like,
guys with bigger boobs than the other character, too, to be fair.
it's
Oh, yeah.
doujinshi material. Like,
True.
like,
Yeah, actually, they
it's
even
heavy
have the
doujinshi
tiny
material.
heads, giant body things that a lot of yaoi
They have
dojins
yaoi
have
hands,
going
even.
on.
Look at their yaoi hands. That's to help them play basketball more effectively.
Yeah,
It's to help them do something with balls more effectively.
In the
Like,
like, who's
play
everyone's
basketball.
favorite? Who's everyone's Kuroko no Basket OTP? Post a comment or a video response.
I'm fucking going for fucking Kuroko and Taiga because he's fierce.
I'm gonna ship
Gene.
green guy with
Where are we
glasses
going
with
here?
yellow guy who's smiling.
Ah, yes. They're good.
Taiga, dude, they better have more English or I'm not watching.
This is Japanese lunchtime rush.
Hello, brother. How's it going in America? That's all I want is fucking conversations
Right.
between Taiga
What?
and his brother.
My only problem, this season with this and Ippo is that
Yeah.
I haven't watched sports anime weekly yet.
Oh, because you power
It's going to be
watched them.
horrible. Because
It's
it's just
gonna
like
be
each
awful.
episode is just like a portion of a basketball game. End of the episode. Oh, and is it going to go in? It's like, oh, it might. we'll let you know eventually. but
It
you've
sounds
gotta
like
watch the
my
rest of the
sex
shit you
life.
watch
Stay
as well.
tuned next time on Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Basketball. I don't know. Sports Anime Weekly, kind of reminiscent to hitting your fingers with the hammer. More pleasurable to hit it with hammer, in fact, I would say. You feel like a lot of nothing gets done each episode. because it's really easy to watch because it's so fast.
Well, because when you look at the first season of Kuroko, what happens in the first season of Kuroko? 3 basketball matches.
They play maybe, as I say, they maybe play like
there's a
3.
couple, like the ones they actually put lots of detail in. There are a couple where they just do like an episode where they're in the middle of the tournament and they show like 3 matches, like just a couple of highlights. But the actual matches they go in detail. There's like 3 throughout the series, and then there's just kind of stuff connecting them. But,
I was about to say because like
so good.
Like I was thinking like it was 12 episodes. Oh, these are like 24 episode long.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is my
Yeah.
after Fate Zero season 2, best show 2012 first season.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there.
Oh,
There's
so
a
good.
lot of sports anime this season. I'm just
I
noticing.
know, it's great, isn't it? I love
Yeah, we
it.
haven't even got to the other IG sports anime.
Oh, I know.
That's in 2
that one
shows from now.
actually really interests me. But first, we have to get through Fibrain
It
Kami
does.
no Puzzle 3rd season.
We can get through it by saying it's not only a second season, it's a third
It is
season.
a third season.
I
and
know
if you've
nothing
liked
about
the first
Fibrain
2,
at all.
Chances are you're checking out this one.
If
Much
you-
like I'm going to be checking out the third season of Hajime no Ippo, if you haven't
if you
guessed already.
liked the first season and the second season, you will love the third season.
I like the genres though, action and game. Like the show's got game. Spring
you
and
know
game.
that
Game is a genre now.
It is.
yeah, game's a genre
Then why the hell wasn't Log Horizon in the genre of game?
because
No, Log Horizon was in the sword art genre.
Because
Yeah.
Log Horizon is in the genre of Mamorpaga.
yeah, massively multiplayer.
Yeah,
Totally
this show's got game.
I
What
don't know,
else has
man.
got game? Baseball. You know what's about baseball? Ace of Diamond.
Ace of Diamond,
And it's
dude.
Production IG and Madhouse. How can this be bad?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
It's probably going to be amazing. The thing about baseball anime is I really like baseball anime specifically because it's so much more. It's so much more interesting pace for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I haven't seen a baseball anime yet. I really want to watch One Outs. I've heard that's, like,
Oh,
crazy
Wong
good.
Outs is fucking nuts. But then
I've
there's
heard that if you're going to watch a baseball anime, you should watch Big Wind Up.
yeah, Big Wind Up's pretty rad, and
I'll write that down.
and then you also have the more slice of life one, which was what?
Oh,
It's-
Cross
Game?
game.
oh no, this
Yeah,
is
Cross
a bad
Game, that's
thing.
what
I've
it
heard
was.
that's really good as well.
Yeah, Cross Game is the slowest one, but they're all
Well, I've heard that's
baseball
more focused
anime.
on like the characters than the actual baseball itself.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the interesting thing about baseball is that it has a larger team than fucking basketball, but the roles are so much more defined.
Yeah.
Because they have pinch hitters and like they substitute pitchers a lot and shit. And you can like end an entire inning in like one play. And the triple outs,
Yeah.
which happen very rarely in anime, but they totally happen more than real life, are still really fun to watch. Cause it's
Yeah.
fucking nuts. It's all about speed and slowing down time. Ace of Diamonds though, I think it looks really good. I
I'm-
think that if anything, the production companies will make it good.
I'm now tentative. I've looked up who the director is. It's Mitsuyuki Masahara,
Yeah.
and he's done
Yeah.
Chobits, which had terrible pacing, and Kobato, which had
Chobits.
terrible pacing. He did the Blade
man.
anime
Cheese
for
Sweet
Marvel.
Home. He did Cheese Sweet Home, man. Cheese Sweet Home's top tier.
Cheese Sweet Home
is
reminds
top
me of
tier, but he also
cancer.
did Beck, which had terrible
Shout outs to
pacing.
kittens.
Paradise Kiss was great, and Abenobashi
Shout
was
outs to
great,
pussy.
but there's a lot on here that has terrible pacing. And bad pacing in a sports anime is gonna shit it.
What's really interesting is the fact that Ace of Diamond has 12 episodes. So
Yeah.
it is by
Yeah.
far the shortest sports anime I will have ever seen.
Well, it's got 12 episodes so far.
I know,
Yeah,
but see,
it's-
that even so, that's still fucking.
Well, I don't
like,
think it's that high profile of a manga, so they're kind of doing it to dip their toes in the water, and then they'll probably
That's
go,
true.
for,
Hang
go for
on.
a second
I
season.
thought
But
I
they do that
All I
so
know is
commonly
that
these
everybody
days.
in this show loves to smile.
That's going to be my
those
face when I'm
grins.
watching
Except
it,
for
I
that
promise.
guy on the top left and the guy in the middle on the right.
It's been running in Weekly Shonen from
Smiling.
Kodansha since 2006. It's got 37
Ah,
volumes so
okay.
far.
That's my weekend sorted.
It's a
So-
fairly popular manga, apparently.
Well,
I'm
shit.
more or less gonna watch this because I want to watch like a baseball anime, but like I never really had the motivation to like marathon one. So I guess a weekly sort of thing might just be good to just test.
I'm
out.
just wondering, like, if this will be complete, like, one game, or if it'll just be balls to the walls, like, one game.
Also, three
I
of
really
them
want
have
to know.
the exact same smile. Have you noticed?
I reckon the last episode cliffhanger is going to be like, and now we're going to play the first game. So the entire 12 episodes was training. I'm up for 12
three
episodes
of them are
of training.
smiling exactly the same in this poster. Two of them are frowning exactly the same in this poster. And then there's the pink-haired dude who looks like a moron.
I think what they should do.
Kieran, it's
That
because
could be a
it's
chick.
Yeah,
Kieran,
I feel like
it's-
that's a
could be a
chick.
chick.
It's a shonen sports series. They're all trying their hardest to fit into an archetype. Look
I
at them.
think what they should do is that they should make each episode an inning, and so episode 10 on are all extra innings,
Oh.
and it's just the whole time it's just shaky cam the entire 3 episodes, and it's just
No, I reckon the
hype
innings
as hell.
should start at episode 3, so the extra innings can be OVAs. How about that?
Oh, that's brilliant! Brilliant.
That's-
They even call it extra innings.
We'll use that for the OVAs for our Oni fan dub.
Yeah, no,
That's
this is
true. Extra innings.
this is great marketing, guys.
Speaking of innings,
We try.
a series completely irrelevant to innings.
Very
Yozakura Quartet,
irrelevant to
Hana no
innings.
Uta.
Now, is this a sequel to the original Yozakura Quartet, or...
I
I feel like it's a reboot.
don't
No.
know. I can't tell if it's like Zekai. I think it's a remake. I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah.
because I'm
Ah, yeah, according to ANN, it is an alternate retelling.
so
But the original wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
maybe this one will be like Zetai Kairin Children, the Unlimited, which was fucking awesome.
It doesn't look
Oh,
bad,
it was
and
okay.
the description is pretty encouraging. Like, I would watch that. Kind of soul.
What kind of superpowers do they have? That
Well, it
sells
looks
it.
like
What kind
one of them
superpowers
has
do
the
they have?
power of cherry blossoms, and another has the power of bitchin' scarf,
Sold.
and one
I'm
of them
done.
has flashlight in hand.
Sold.
Yeah, cherry blossoms. I would motorboat that.
How do you say no to flashlight in hand power?
You would motorboat Sakura.
To be fair, the guy that wrote the script for this was the animation producer for Evangelion 1.0
Interesting.
and was listed as production coordination for the original Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Smile for me. It's got
There we
12
go.
episodes.
The
What have
model.
we got to lose? Other than 12 episodes of our life.
6 hours of our life.
But
We
the
have
thing
exactly
is,
6
I
hours of our
haven't
life.
said
to
which
lose.
ones I'm watching because it's kind of assumed I'm watching all of them. But
That's
Yeah,
true.
it kind of is at this point.
well, I'll watch it if it's on Crunchyroll.
you're
Yeah,
insane.
That's my thing.
I think
Hey, look, another thing from Studio TBA.
I like Crunchyroll now because I have a PS3 and a bitchin' TV, so I just turn it on.
I sure am excited for all this work coming from Studio TBA.
Or does like Crunchyroll come across like Vine to you?
Studio TBA, my favorite. I think they have another anime coming out called Tazakura Bakatsu Mono.
This one's interesting because I believe it uses MMD, Mika Mika Dance, or something similar to it. If
I
from
think
my
that
understanding.
I think that if they're working professionals, they will never use MMD.
No, but like I
Ever.
swear to God, like they're using something like that, or at least from
Any
my understanding.
self-respecting animator will never use Miku Dance as a
Well,
form.
unless they've got the budget of
here
like
it is.
a.
They're using Steam Filmmaker. That's how they're animating this. They're using
That's
Steam
totally
Filmmaker.
cool.
Seriously?
Steam Filmmaker would be
It's
fine.
not
but I doubt
seriously.
they are.
I am just making shit up because I have no idea who's animating this, and it's CG.
At least on the Wikipedia, it says MMD. That's where I get it. Yeah.
Are you serious? No, like
just-
I was just. Being...
I'm just like skeptical about it being about extracurricular activities of students because if it's anything like Chronicles of the Going Home Club from this season, it's not going to be good.
No, I was
Not gonna
really, I
enjoy
was
it.
really excited for Chronicles of the Going Home Club,
Wait, you mean
and then
the
it was shit.
You mean the KKK anime?
Whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa!
Where the hell did that
Okay.
come from?
The
Whoa,
Kitsubu
whoa,
Katsudan Kiroku.
Jimmy is part of this project. You can't say that, man.
Dude, whoa! Time out.
The Kitakubu
Kenneth.
Katsudan Kiroku anime. I like calling
Okay.
that the KKK anime so much.
Every KKK anime is someone's first.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we stopped you before you started making reviews about the KKK anime and called it the KKK anime.
Oh,
No.
it amuses
I
me to
see
call
it,
it that.
and I don't. Yeah, I see that it says Miku Miku Dance, and I'm like MMD.
Oh
so,
man, man, look at this
we're
next show.
giving this to
Look
the
at
people
those.
who are in middle school to make, I guess. So,
Yes. Yes,
So
we are.
there goes all hope
Look
there.
At the people.
Excitement!
Look at the people on
Speaking
the
of
picture
hope.
for the next show. Look at them.
Speaking of hope, we have Sakai de
Wow.
Ichiban Tetsuyoku Naratai, which is
It's
by
an ecchi
Arms.
show done by Arms.
With
Do we
sports.
really need to say more?
Yes, fucking Alan. This is about fucking
Oh,
women's
look at it.
wrestling league. I mean,
The
Oh my
cast
God.
list. The cast list
Like,
is
it's
insane for
sports,
it.
and look, the last line of this write-up is Sakura gets mad at Ruo and gives her a drop kick. This is going to be insane.
I have to watch this, not because it's Arms, which is a primary reason, but because women's wrestling, never seen an anime, or even live action, for that matter, women's wrestling. Like WWE.
Well, and,
Shout
and
outs
they're
to Trish
combining
Stratus.
they're combining the whole idol group mentality of
Yeah.
AKB48 and
like
things
Idol
that,
Masters
and
and
stuff.
Idol Master and women's wrestling. It's
Like-
like let's take everything that is
I have
is-
to watch this.
fetishize women on a stage and put it into a thing with ecchi.
Oh my god.
Shout out
Again-
to Scribe,
again,
the other show that is done by the same director.
Again,
thing
the
is-
cast list for this is just insane. You got Aina Takakatsu does like Kirino.
I think someone's
Suga
called
from-
Mo in it. I think one of the
Mo-
main characters
Mo?
is called Mo. M-O-E.
Mo, yeah, MOE.
Oh
yeah.
my god, this anime is fucking
wait.
anime of the year. Need
Wait,
to
one
watch.
of these people is Mo Sislak. Is that what it is?
Oh my
yeah.
god, that would be something else. No, real talk? I'm totally watching this.
Oh, obviously.
I'm
It's
watching
on
it because of the
Crunchyroll.
cast list.
I'm
Like,
watching it
all of my
because
favorite casts
how?
are here.
My question is, how can they do it? And if they do it, oh my god, this might be the best gem ever. Oh,
This could be the next big thing.
this could be amazing, but it won't
Like-
ever be a big thing. But I
I'm-
want to
I'm-
watch it just so I can be like, so
Me
how
and
we
you, Holden,
gonna-
we'll get the
We will.
microfiber mini
We're-
towels on pre-order.
we're gonna get-
We'll
we're gonna
pre-order
get-
those microfiber mini
yeah,
towels.
we're gonna get our live stream going, and we're gonna fucking watch this shit.
So,
I cannot wait.
who wants to talk about a boy and his magical fuck doll?
So I didn't think we were talking about personal life on this podcast.
Look, whatever you want to do whilst watching Sekai no Ichiban, it's fine. It's
Ha
fine.
ha ha ha
Don't
ha!
mention it here.
Unbreakable Machine-Doll bastards.
Whoa!
Is that what it's called?
Oh,
Yes,
Unbreakable
that's what it's
Machine-Doll
called.
bastards.
it's because the thing is that he doesn't know his parents, and yeah, so it's Unbreakable Machine-Doll, and so the doll, judging by the adjective before it, is most likely unbreakable.
I'd say that's a good thesis.
It's
And,
animated by magic.
and the subsequent adjective of machine gives me the inference that it is probably it is most likely a mechanical or a sentient being that is also
No.
No, she's
followed
not.
by the noun.
I don't think she's
doll.
sentient from the description because they say Bishojo puppet girl companion.
Oh, so she's not sentient.
No,
So she's
Well,
a Rei Ayanami
ruined.
character.
she's
Ruined.
Chi. She is Chi from Chobit.
She's
She's
clearly going to break at some stage, though. They
I wanna
can't have a
see-
name with unbreakable in the name and have her not break. She has to break.
I want to
Otherwise, they wouldn't call her
see.
unbreakable.
I want to see an ecchi seinen. Whatever. How?
That's- I don't
yeah.
know.
That just
Yeah.
has more nipples.
That's shout out to
No.
Genner Bochi because I really want this too. I'm totally with you on this. Ken.
I'm really
Because-
interested in the idea of it, but at the same time, I'm like, if this turns
Well,
out to be
ecchi
a
seinen
dude in
just
his
implies
fuck
it's gonna
doll,
need to
I'm
be
not
censored
really
more.
down.
That's true. I mean,
It's-
all it means is that we're gonna have that weird Japanese censorship laws on
Yeah,
us.
just
Yeah.
have some. Just gonna be covered in beams of light. It's gonna look like there's a freaking Gundam in there with his
Oh
beams.
my God,
just
that's
censoring
true.
everyone at will.
Are those
Oh.
boobs? No, that's armor.
No, that is definitely a ray of light that likes nipples.
Wait a
That's
minute!
what-
Look at this. There's a robot in this picture at the back. That thing looks really cool, actually.
It's got a mech design.
That's a pretty cool mech design. Who does the mechanical design for this?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
because it's the entire point of the worldview is it's supposed to be a world where magic was discovered and then weaponized in the early 20th century. So all the shit we do with science, except also with magic.
Anyway,
And the director of this
Magic.
did Future Diary and The
Oh.
Blue Girl and
No, he was the storyboard for 2 random episodes of Future Diary, but he is more well known as the director for several works in the Queen's Blade series,
He's
as
also-
well as the director of the
Oh
second season
my
of Genshin.
God.
well, not second
Oh.
season of
Queen's
Genshiken.
Blade,
This
Genshiken
including
2.
nipple boobs.
This just became a must-watch.
Genshiken 2 is not the same thing as Genshiken second season. which is technically Genshi
So,
Ken
It
3.
is the second season. The season that came second to the first
Genshi
season.
Ken 2.
Fuck whatever they want to call season 3.
So we're watching this anime, right?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
watching this
Yeah.
anime.
Okay.
Sure.
Of
So-
course we are.
I don't know.
So,
the next,
skipping over this next one.
I don't know.
Yes.
No,
Gundam
no.
Build Fighters looks
Oh,
like
God.
the fucking epitome of everything.
Okay, Kenneth.
This
Yeah.
is
Real
essentially
talk, we're just gonna
in its
like
purest
bow
form.
out for the next 20 minutes while they duke out talking about Gundam.
No, this is easy
You
because
can't really rely on me because I'm probably gonna zone out too.
this is Gundam fan service, is what
It's
it is.
Gundams and rainbows. I don't see how you can go wrong.
it is literally the ultimate Gundam fan service. It is any Gundam pretty much they want, fighting any Gundam they want.
Well, essentially, the premise of this story is expanding on the concept that they started a couple of years ago with the OVA series,
Yes.
Mobile Senshi Gunpla Builders Beginning G.
Is
Yes.
that
It's
Wing
Just that
Zero
put
in the
into a full
background?
series.
Lower,
Yes.
lower
it's
right?
What?
They
It's
do.
only 12 episodes.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
weird.
They've confirmed that they have they have every alternative timeline besides the UC and a lot of the UC confirmed to be in it. It's basically a Gundam model kit builder's shelf if they were to be in the movie Toy Soldiers.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
The premise
it's
is
going-
essentially they go into these like Gunpla stores, they sit there in a booth, they put their Gundam next to them, and then they fight in like a
And
video
then
game
they,
world.
they talk to their Gundam.
So it's Angelic Layer, but with Gundams.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's so good because there's
It
like
looks
this bits where
amazing.
Cool.
Because
Because
this
it's just
is
like-
something that Gundam has been able to do but chosen not to do for ages. And this is exactly what Gundam fans would want. This is the equivalent of just that island episode where everyone's in the really skimpy bikinis. This is what that is to the Gundam
and
fans.
there's so much heart to it because it's like I built mine myself, which is why I won. You had someone build yours for you, which is why it broke. It's like, oh no,
It's like you didn't panel line it. Oh no.
there's something pretty interesting
You
actually.
did a shit painting job. Look at that. You didn't even use the official Gundam markers.
Yeah, it's like holy shit.
You don't have decals, that's why you fail.
You call that a water transfer? I wouldn't spit on that shit.
You didn't cut off your
Spitting
gate
on it would have
marks.
made it a better water transfer.
Exactly. I think
Shout out to Robert184, 2 R's 2 B's.
2 hours 2 B's, GundamReviews.net. Yeah, shout out to Robert.
Gundam.tk.
2 hours 2 B's, Robert 184.
This is Vegeta 8259.
Oh my god, we can talk about this later in his Gundog, but yeah, this is going to be great. I'm totally going to watch this.
One thing that is interesting and worth noting is that I think this is actually the first time we've seen a Gundam series that is a TV series and an OVA series that's 12 episodes long. Because all the other 12 episode Gundam
God,
series have been OVAs, and all the TV series have been
Series are
like the
at least,
50 episode
at
ones.
least 50.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I think this might be the first time they've done that. I may be wrong, but I think this is the first time.
I think you're
The
right.
question is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Because-
Do
Well,
they not
I
have
think-
confidence in it to give it a 52? Or
It's a good thing because
It's
can
a
you
good
really
thing.
imagine this concept of 52 episodes? It would get
Not
really
really.
like
stagnant.
I
like,
could
I
see it
don't
pulling
understand
off
how-
24, 26.
yeah.
I could too, but I think being an OVA would have benefited it, if anything.
yeah.
Much like, Eighth MS Team and the other OVAs similar are
8th MS
really
Team,
good,
so good,
usually,
so good.
like Unicorn and stuff. Whereas the TV shows usually just lack, but that's kind of because they're longer. So this is a weird blend, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm
I think
sure...
this thing's charm would easily wear off if it was a longer series. And to be honest, you can't make 50 episodes about something so superficial as that and have it work as a story.
No.
Unless they actually kind of made it to be more than that eventually.
Yeah.
Unless it was aimed at children, which is obviously isn't.
Which it obviously is. It's trying to sell model kits. So I gotta...
This is specifically an advert for me and Holden to go.
Yeah,
and
as I
spend money
said,
on
this is
plastic.
an advert for me and Alan to go buy more pieces of plastic to shit on our shelves.
to shit on our shelves.
To shit on our shelves. Well, we shit money to set them on our shelves. That said, I'm sure me and Alan will talk about them much more later, but for now, I think that we need to talk more about Gingitsune, which is by a company called Diomeda? Diomeda?
Look, it's the dog from Princess Mononoke.
They did.
Did someone put makeup on for some...
I was about to say, but
It's just the dog who got pissed off. Why are you drawing on my face?
it looks like it has like one of those winking marks, one of those winking sharp marks at its corner of its eye. But it doesn't look like it's winking. It looks like it has eyeballs gouged out. But then you realize its eyeballs are actually below that, which is what's awkward. I look at this and I immediately think of the fucking that one series, The Book of Friends. Natsume
Oh, yeah.
Book
Oh,
of
no,
Friends.
Natsume's
Natsume's
Book of
Book of Friends.
Yeah.
No way.
That's what this
I can
reminds
see
me
that.
of
I can see
on a
that.
very superficial level, but on a deeper level, this sounds more like Ah My Buddha. Only, if not only because it has to do with priests. No other reason.
Actually, it reminds me a lot of one specific character from X who was a girl who had a wolf spirit. That was her superpower.
Clamp.
Yeah, Clamp. Hey, you got a guy who did a year of Clamp. You're gonna end up hearing about Clamp.
No, that's fine. I'm not dissing
It's
you. I'm dissing Clamp.
it's an interesting she was an interesting enough character that she ended up being really popular. I can see how a series on that same idea, like a girl who can see an invisible wolf creature,
Okay. So,
and it's from the
Where-
same studio that did Squid Girl, which I love.
Yeah, you can
So-
listen to it. I love it.
as
In
long
this
as Bruce
picture-
Willis is in it, I'm fine.
Bruce Willis is the wolf.
Okay, I'm good. I'm totally gonna watch this now. It does look actually really interesting. I don't know. The only thing that bugs me is the character designs, because I don't like it when people's mouths reach the edge of their face.
I don't
Yeah.
like when people smile like that and don't have teeth.
I just can't tell if she's terrified or ecstatically happy.
Where are her teeth?
I think what worries me more about that is normally that kind of mouth signifies a show for a younger audience, but
But
this
it's-
is seinen.
As I say, it's a self-proclaimed seinen fantasy, which is a bit concerning.
Well,
No, I think
but
it's just that off camera,
maybe
this wolf
maybe
is
it's like
handing
the
her a
next
meatball.
Madoka thing, where it's super meta and just a deconstruction of the wide-smiled genre.
maybe the
That's a
Shrine
genre
Maiden
now?
is actually a Muppet.
Then again, we have a lot of like these random slice of lives that are like seinen, where it's just literally like coming of age. It could just be like that.
think
It
the
could be
word
for the
sein-
audience.
Yeah, the word seinen, I think, first off, is losing a lot of its meaning.
Yeah.
I believe that seinen manga and seinen anime are worlds apart, not just because of their medium, but the subject matter is almost much more grittier in manga.
It's true.
And for some reason, anime that are deemed seinen are a lot like if you were to basically freeze frame it and make it into a manga, it would be like classified as shonen easy.
Yeah, like let's take. I mean, we're gonna get to it in a second, but on the next row down, non Biori. I mean, that's seinen. That sure as hell.
like
Yeah. So-
I think to be seinen, you must. I don't even know. Just have someone talk about being adopted, and then boom, seinen
Well, and the
tag.
really interesting thing about the classification of seinen is supposed to be 18 to 30-year-old men.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
A lot of these series, if they were going to actually be aimed at an adult audience, should technically be josei, because, I'm sorry, but non-biori, if you accept that it is actually going to have a very adult story, so these are horribly abused children or something, that's a josei series.
I doubt it. It's comedy slice of life, and this is not going to have
but
abuse in
my
it.
point
It's also
stands. It would
school.
be a josei series. It's about 4 girls. How is that something that's going to appeal to 18 to 30-year-old men?
Well, it's not going to be shonen because what child in Japan between the ages of like 14 and 17 is going to watch this show and go, yeah, that's cool for me? It's people who are older than that and into the whole moe thing that are going to be
Unless,
shipping
of course,
this.
this is going to be marketed towards pedophiles.
Then yes,
Truth.
18 to 30-year-old men is your demographic. A
We will
very
talk. Me and Alan will talk
specific
about that
subset
later.
of 18 to
That is-
30-year-old men. Granted,
That
We will-
is the demographic that's after that, though.
The
Seinen is
demographic
a
of-
really loose term. in
I
that
think the
regard. You
thing-
can't say this is
the
seinen,
thing-
therefore it's got blood in it.
I think the weird thing between otaku and pedophile is that there's a lot of similarities that can be drawn between the two at their very broad stereotypical in their broad stereotypical forms.
I am just slowly backing away from the mic and not touching that topic with a 50-foot pole.
I'm just saying there's some odd similarities you can draw between the two. I'm not saying any of them are true.
Deliver
I'm
all
saying
of your hate mail to
it's-
Holden at ohmygodIcan'tbelievehesaidthat.com. That's Holden
Yo.
at ohmygodIcan'tbelievehesaidthat.com.
But the thing is,
I get enough
it's
hate
not.
mail. It's fine.
It's not
People hate me already.
pedophilia. It's not
I
pedophilia.
really-
It's lolicon. They're two very different things.
No, yes, they are. But I'm saying
they
like
are very
it-
very different.
No, I agree with you, Alan. Like you have to understand that I agree with you and I understand. I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is to an outside audience.
Oh, definitely. It's shows like this that give us such a bad reputation.
That's what I'm really trying to say. I'm sorry if I was confusing.
It is shows that really push that boundary that end up making it really hard to discuss anime in an academic format.
Yes, because it's like I just said. It's like it's not necessarily that. It's It's to the outside observer the association with pedophilia that they inherently get from something that like this, like that fucking even the Funimation thing that we just talked about. It's you know the tabooness of the subject, which we'll talk about more taboo incest stuff.
Well,
in a little
Funimation
bit.
also, I don't think they didn't not dub it, but they did edits to Dance in the Vampire Bund when they licensed it too, and that caused a bit of a stir a couple of years back. If I recall.
Yeah.
I don't know if they edited it, but I do remember them having some flack for something.
They did a lot of editing for their first release of it because it was. Well, the first release was going to be the big open release, and it was like, no, we can't show a 13-year-old girl who's having sex. And then the internet exploded on them, and then they did a second cut.
I think the internet exploded on something else.
Well, it was the kind of thing, if you're going to license this kind of show, don't edit it. If you're going to edit it, don't license it.
Acknowledge what you're licensing when you license it.
I think that's a true thing. I think it's a good idea. Don't try to abridge it to make it pander to a larger audience that won't really matter. Because the thing is that, yeah, you're going to piss off the people who actually like it, and you're not actually going to get anyone else who actually does like it.
Yeah.
Like, even if it is a very superficial and generally quite poor series, I'm still all for not altering what the original creators did to something.
Yeah,
like, that's how it was made.
Yeah.
You change it and you've done something horribly.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of Dance in the Vampire Bund, but when Funny did that, I was like, guys, way to shit the bed. Either don't spend the money, or put out the product that you licensed.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that about covers non-Biuri.
So, Tokyo Ravens.
Yeah, so now that we have the Tokyo Ravens, I would like to talk about that. Again,
Another 8-bit.
I like the colors, but this show, I don't know. There's a lot of 8-bit show. I'd like to just reiterate that they're putting all their chips down and going all in, and we'll see how that turns out for them, because as I can see right now, I don't know.
At first glance,
there's
the
nothing
girl
to say about it.
Yeah.
At first glance, this is just at the corner of my eye. The girl all the way top left kind of looked like Saber, just because of that blue staff that the guy is holding below.
No, she's got drill hair, bro.
I know, but like from the corner of my eye, like
it's so funny because it actually is called drill hair.
That's what it's called.
I
the
know.
queen of drill hair is that chick from Horizon in the middle of nowhere who's got drill hair like this size of a
Alan,
planet.
we're gonna talk about that later. Just fucking hold on to that. Oh my god. I didn't think anyone had ever seen that. But yeah, dude.
You're talking to me now, man. I've seen everything.
Dude, oh my god, Alan, we have to make this happen. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. The thing is when there's a lot of quote family, or rather like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like La Familia, like that one anime and stuff. That's my first instinct or comparison I draw between the two. You know, despite how wrong that may be as far as subject matter may go, that is my initial reaction to the premise sounding, I guess. Even though, again, subject matter, totally different.
I'm split, because in general, I really like series that focus on Myoji. Like the whole, my superpower is I see spiritual energy, and that means I have to deal with a world that most people don't believe exists. I mean, Mushishi was about a non-Myoji, effectively. Holic's about non-Myoji. There are a lot of really interesting series that focus on that, but at the same time, I'm looking at this series, and I'm like, I normally like Onmyoji. I might not like this one.
Don't you just look at this picture and think that is just the anime that you see on the season chart that you just glaze over and don't care about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think when I look at this.
You just look at this and go, oh, it's another one of those.
I really want to watch it because I think it might be one of those epitome of average shows. And if it is,
yeah, definitely.
I really want to watch it because I feel like every so often, if by every so often I mean every other anime I watch, has to be really bad now, almost.
Well, it makes the good stuff seem better.
Yeah,
that's the brilliant thing about watching 22 shows a season.
The only thing that would make me hopeful on this show in particular is that the guy that wrote it, not the guy that wrote it. Is the guy that wrote it? No, the guy that's doing the composition for the series. He did the screenplay for Bamboo Blade. He did the script for multiple episodes of Hellsing Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
He did the script for all of The World God Only Knows. He did the series composition for Oriimo. He did the script for Excel Saga. He's been around.
Actually, because the one thing I was most skeptical about is that comedy is just such a subjective thing in anime. Like, comedy can turn me off so badly in that regard. And like, true. From the shows that guy has done, the comedy in that sits quite well with me. Like, it's like kind of like little, have a bit of a chuckle, not laugh out loud. I like that comedy.
Yeah.
Bamboo Blade, very enjoyable series.
He was the original creator for Read or Die, if anybody's seen that.
Golden Boy is the fucking epitome of comedy.
I've heard of that.
Read or Die or Golden Boy?
Read or Die.
Both.
Rod, as I like to call it.
Oh, Golden Boy. Someone flipping cosplayed as that guy at the last con I went to. I wanted to give him a hug.
Fuck yes. Oh my god. Amazing. With that, I think that we can glaze over that because it's immediately our first press tour. And I think we can glaze over Nan Nan Biori because we kind of covered our thoughts on that already.
The only thing I want to add is that from the description, it kind of sounds like you're about to watch Higurashi with all the horror removed.
Interesting.
Well, we're talking about a country.
You're right. It's countryside
with a classroom that is all grades with 5 students. It's this little country town, and they're going to have adventures. And I just keep reading this, and I'm like, if they had horror in the genres, this would be Higurashi.
Well, do you reckon that girl with the blue hair is going to get taken home?
I reckon she just
Most likely, yes.
I reckon she just might.
I think one of them's going to find the Colonel Sanders in the dump, and then she's going to have an axe.
I'm going to watch this and just hope for someone to say Nipa, Nipa,
Nipa,
Nipa. Best show ever.
Watch it dubbed. It gets even better.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
What does the Nipa sound like in the dub?
I give such bad advice.
They should just have some
I'm like the bad advice
middle-aged
dog.
black dude. Dub her instead. Nipa.
Shout out to Samuel L. Jackson. What an amazing actor. So with that, I would like to talk about the Deep Blue Sea, also with Samuel L. Jackson, and relate that with Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Aris Nova.
What is it with this season and people jumping off of boats into the river?
Dude, so Free was a big deal, okay?
Water, dude. It's all about the water.
This is another series that's going to be entirely about this chick sitting in bed with a fucking fever, going, "Why did I jump off that boat? I'm cold now."
The Japanese have a very low tolerance for being remotely damp, like I said earlier. And again, she just looks like she's going to commit suicide no gargantia.
You wouldn't guess that based on how much they love, apparently, to go to the beach in swimsuits.
Oh yeah, that's the only time when they don't get sick.
Yeah. Well, they do that when it's warm though.
Yeah, no, that's the only time they don't get sick. Like in the summer when they just deliberately go to like a hot spring or beach.
I know.
Wait a minute.
They get sick when they stay in the hot spring too long.
Do you reckon if we took someone who's really sick from being remotely damp and threw them in a hot spring, would it negate that?
Probably.
You know what's so funny about this though? We talk about this, but the other day I actually was sick from being damp. I went to pick my friend up from the train station, got really wet, spent the rest of the day damp, and I was like horrendously ill for 3 days.
Shout out to the Japanese.
Maybe does that mean I'm Japanese now? As my
you
weirdo
didn't
ticket
rust,
going up to that
so
level?
you can't be British.
Yeah, it's true. You didn't rust.
You also can't be a Gundam.
This is all more importantly.
That's my life goal, Kenneth. You just completely shattered my entire future with that one offhand statement.
You can't be Domon Kashu because everyone knows Domon Kashu is a Gundam.
The East is burning red.
Oh my god! I swear to God, he's a fucking Gundam.
Fun story: Arpeggio of Blue Steel was written by Arc.
Really?
Arc Performance.
What? By Tristan. Tristan, you wrote
Tristan, you wrote an anime.
Good job.
Tristan, good job.
Can you explain to me why?
I am the greatest writer ever.
Garasu Reflections.
Just actually look at this. Look at the picture here, and read the read the write-up alongside the picture. Do you think this is in the middle of suddenly the fleet of ships appearing?
Suddenly,
that's why she's so
a
surprised.
fleet of ships.
Ooh.
So that's the first ship that suddenly appeared, and she's like, "Whoa!"
And
Oh,
she's
God.
like, "Whoa, gotta jump in the water." She doesn't look too surprised. She looks more like.
Shit, I dropped my camera. Let me go after it.
It's funny because like right now she's doing a vine, and the video's going as she throws her phone,
Oh,
and that's how this is working.
no, I think she's actually Spider-Man, like in the midst of a swing.
This is
She's
true.
actually no, her 3D maneuver gear's just fallen off.
That's true.
Like, oh god, my 3D maneuver gear's in the pond. Never gonna get home now.
This is complete rubbish. You know, my night is ruined. Speaking of ruined nights,
Gonna fall in the water.
with bikes, we need to talk about Yowamushi Pedal.
Yes,
So-
the next sports anime I'm watching this season.
This looks
Yeah.
okay. So what's weird is that there was a I saw this right, and I think bikes. How?
Well,
No.
to be honest, what struck me most about this is that before I was really interested in watching this series called Overdrive, which is a sports series
Overdrive
about.
is amazing.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I need to check it out because, like, I saw Overdrive because, like, there's people in my house who are just like batshit crazy on bikes. I was like, I want to watch Overdrive.
Bad
'cause
shit
it's
crazy on bikes.
No,
'Cause,
Overdrive
like-
is great. It's just
because it's about the Tour de France, isn't it?
Well, no, it's about if it actually went on longer, it'd be about the Tour de France. But it's about a cycling club who wants to go to the Tour de France.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's about them and their major the Japanese version of the Tour de France.
Okay, cool.
So-
So yeah, I saw that and I was like, that looks really cool. And now I get to
It
watch
is.
this.
It really was a good show.
Overdrive
Awesome.
was pretty rad, but if you want, I think what this will be more
you
like.
haven't even seen it, Holden.
No, I actually have, because I would like to remind you that after I watched that, I watched a movie called Nasu Summer in, what is it, Aladuizia? I forgot. But it's a Madhouse film that's also about riding bikes in a tour. The second one by Madhouse, it looks like a Studio Ghibli film and everything, and it's really cool, because it's all about the degeneration of people whenever they're really tired, kind of. I don't know. I really liked it though. I think you'd really dig it, and it's only a movie,
Cool.
which is why I suggest it over Overdrive.
Also, Holden, have you read the write-up
For what, Overdrive? Or
for
going-
Yowamushi Pedal?
How it's about how Holden and Kenneth go to a place in Akihabara for Gundam
Shokichi
models?
Nakura visits
Gundam.
Akiba to get some Gundam plastic models for his younger brother. This show's about him riding his bike to Akiba to get some Gundam. Come on.
So, this might be like the greatest anime ever now?
Holden, we all know the anime's about you. You can stop pretending.
Don't the character designs just like scream "I Shield 21" to you?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say,
That's
it,
what
they
I
kinda
get
do.
from
it kind of does, because it's got fucking the ragtag team of designs that don't
Yeah.
match up at all.
Like, you've got some little Shoto with glasses. The guy in the back with his hand on his head looks like Sionji from Utena, which is amazing.
And then you have Char with a shaved head and brown
He
hair.
is that is the most Shaznable haircut I've ever seen.
Yeah, he has totally a Shaznable haircut.
Then you've got the angry Bishy boy.
Yeah. And then you have the guy from Free. He's just riding a bike instead.
Yeah.
Doing this thing.
He
But it's-
loves
look
rubber.
at those collarbones. I would eat cream off of those collarbones.
That's true. Not,
You know who else's collarbones I'd eat cream off of? Ragnar the Blood Edge.
I was about to say, I would do it off
protagonist in a Blaze
Jin
Blue
Kisuragi. I mean Jin Kisuragi. Yeah.
Blaze
But
Blue.
Blaze Blue, Alter Memory. So,
my
going to be
This is
interesting.
not going to be good.
It's going to be interesting.
my hype for this is just completely took a nosedive. Like I saw it was being revealed. Like, I'm a pretty major Blaze Blue fan. I have been at certain points
so
in my
have I.
life. And so I was like, oh my god, Blaze Blue anime. Like, all of the freaking like PVs and all of the intro stuff for the arcade stuff.
It's
was
gonna
done
be
by, like,
real.
decent, like, done by real companies, and they were all really cool.
Yeah.
And this has got like no one working on it. Like no one anyone has ever heard of ever.
But that's
It's like
okay.
the-
The thing is that it's Hood's Entertainment,
Mm.
and they did Nazu Nakano Joe X, which at the time had people that no one had ever heard of, and that was pretty rad.
That's like the only show they've done that's notable though. What else? They did fucking Fantasista Doll this season.
Well,
That's
the
a
thing
good
is,
show,
though,
isn't
the
it?
thing is, though, with Mysterious Girlfriend X, is that that's not an action-heavy series, so the animation is not necessarily needed to be a certain level.
They also did, I think, Sekano Quasar, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So,
and
yeah.
and shit
So-
tons of hentai.
they
what
are.
they do.
I cannot
Yeah,
wait
I see that
to,
on the mall right now.
to fucking see what they fucking do to Rachel Alucard and fucking. I don't even want to know, or fucking Rhonda 11 or New.
I don't even know she's in it. She's
or-
not actually listed on the people who have voices.
I need
Like, no,
fucking
but
if
to
it's
be
like
honest, I think
Christina V, I'll fucking
I'm
shoot
pretty
people.
sure. Well, I take it it'll be the same people who did their voices in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean,
It
it's not that hard to cast. I mean,
God, if they freaking had Hazama with someone else's voice, that'd
oh my
kill me.
god, if they have
Like Hazama is perfect. He's just got one of those voices that you want to spread on toast.
no, you need fucking Bang Shishigami. That's all you need. You fucking Nimpo and shit. Yeah, totally gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Really scared to watch it.
Yeah, I'm just worried because it's so much potential for a Blaze Blue anime. Like the
Yeah.
story is legit. Like
Yeah.
Blaze Blue is such a good story. I take it this is going to be adapting Calamity Trigger,
Yes,
which
if I
actually
was to guess,
kind of weirds me out that Nu isn't on the cast
Yeah,
list
'cause
because
Nu is
she's a
such a big
major
deal.
part of the ending.
granted, like Land isn't on it, but that's for obvious. Like
Yeah.
why that isn't the case.
So
But
she comes in afterwards.
but yeah, it's interesting that New's not on it, which
Yeah.
odd, very odd,
Like-
but very exciting at the same thing.
I'm hoping it's going to be good, but
You know, We have to hope for
I
the
don't know,
best,
I'm
expect the
skeptical.
worst,
I'm
and
really
things will only
skeptical.
get better.
because this is just something I've always wanted for so long. Because it's just kind of the perfect thing. Like, oh, it's Blaze Blue, should have an anime. It's like saying, why doesn't Guilty Gear have an anime? Like,
Very
give us a
true.
Guilty Gear anime.
Why doesn't? And it's been out way longer.
I'm hoping that after Sard comes out, that's going to kind of
Oh,
reboot
that looks
things
so
and get
good.
it really. It does.
Looks so good. You know
Oh.
what doesn't look good?
What?
The second season of Valve Rave.
You know why it doesn't look good? Because the first season was shit.
And the second one
That's a good reason.
isn't going to be much better. It's
did I-
so wacky. It's like mech
Yeah.
vampire.
I can't look away from the penis hair.
It's
Oh, that guy. Oh, he's so good. He's what's his name? Oh, I remember his name. It's Sunda. His name is Sunda. There you go. That's what he calls himself. People call him by his real name, and he gets angry and goes, "No, my name is Thunder." It's like, cool, bro.
I am Hoyin
Yeah, I'm actually gonna watch this. As bad as the first season was, it's the epitome of like really, really shit, boring, bad writing. At the end of each episode, hilarious plot twist.
I really want to watch it, but that would require watching all of the original,
It's
which
just
is
a
problematic.
It's just a mishmash of like Sunrise Gundam tropes just chucked in there. Poor
Very true.
Listen,
And rape.
It's really bad. The animation's quite nice, but like it's just like they do this thing where they're like, let's start our own country in our school in a little bubble. That's a good idea. Oh no, it went wrong. Dang.
And he's a vampire.
It's just and the frickin' the blah blah blah. The cliffhangers, they aren't good cliffhangers. Like there's two kinds of cliffhangers. There's like good cliffhangers, like monster cliffhangers, and then there's Valve Rave cliffhangers, which is like the kind of cliffhangers where I always describe this situation as like the protagonist is like at a cash register and she's like, I want money, and he goes, oh no, I don't have my wallet. And at the start of this next episode, it's just like, oh wait, I do. It's in my
Oh no, I
pocket.
do. Yeah, it's like the most like there is absolutely no conflict or stakes
Reason
involved.
for a cliffhanger. It's just kind of there.
Yeah,
It's
it's just to make you. It's just make you keep watching, and it worked. Granted, like one of them was literally just like this. I'm not
forgot.
going to say it because like everything about this show is about the spoilers, and if you get spoiled, it's just irritating. But there's just this thing where the protagonist and some girl are there, and he says something, and it's like this really big controversial thing. And at the end of the start of the next episode, she's just like, you know what? I think that's a bad idea. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And then the episode continues, and it's
And that
never
was
freaking
it.
brought up again.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Do you know it
movie.
wasn't fantastic? Now come, Kome, or however you want to pronounce it. So yeah, saw this, read it, looked it up.
Oh
about
my
it.
god, this is like what would happen if you lived inside a visual novel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is literally his superpower / curse. Questions
Which
pop up in his
Makes
head.
me really want to see how this is going to turn out.
I really want to see it
Yeah.
because it sounds like fucking Mass Effect as the fucking dialogue system. Like,
Yes.
it's
What
just,
he picks forms reality around him.
it's so weird. It's so weird. I really want to watch just how they pull it off, or don't, because like it works in other forms of media, you know, i.e. fucking IG. visual novels and shit in video games. So, like, in an anime, like, I'm more interested to read the other choices that the person doesn't pick than the choices the main character does. Because I don't know, it's just...
Enjoy as he defines the world with his 3 moe blobs.
It's... I've got no idea. I don't want to watch it, but I might.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch a lot of it unless it's really surprisingly good, but I'm gonna watch a couple episodes.
Just to see how they do this.
I'm all for moe blobs, so that might be something, but if it's like just absurd, then I'm just gonna scrap it.
Well, the thing is when you talk about absurdity, you can't go without mentioning Samurai Flamenco.
It's gonna be a Kamen Rider series in anime that is also a Rickroll in its tagline.
So,
Hero will never give you up. He'll never let you
Samurai
down.
Flamenco.
This show is completely off my radar until I looked at who's involved. It's directed by flipping Takahiro Omori.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Noi Tamina doesn't tend to be a bad block of animation, so it was on my radar for that.
Usually I like them a lot, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. This is...
You see, and you could argue that Manglobe is kinda but it's an original series, and Manglobe...
I would not argue that Manglobe is kind of Manglobe has done some very awesome...
They have, but usually their bad things tend to be, like, adaptations of things, but this is an original series. Mm-hmm. They do have good adaptations, but
I would like to point out that the screenwriter or the series composition for this particular series is the same guy that's doing Tokyo Ravens.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that speaks better for Tokyo Ravens or worse for Samurai Flamenco.
Or worse for Samurai Flamenco.
Well, it's the God only knows bloke. He does his job.
Yeah.
To me, this is kind of like the next step after the whole Tiger and Bunny thing got big, and they had Gatchaman crowds this season. Both of those shows, thoroughly enjoyable. This is kind of the next thing after that that's kind of filling its shoes, and it just seems really interesting to me. It's about a flipping male model who turns into a freaking Kamen Rider. It's
the director
amazing.
of Bakano. Yeah, this is going to be amazing.
I'm really...
that just sounds, that's ticking all the boxes for me. I hadn't heard a thing about this, and then I just kind of looked who's involved. I'm like, this is going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be really awesome.
Like, I'm a fan of Tokusatsu, so actually seeing Tokusatsu done as animation, so that all of the ridiculous shit they're pulling off is a lot less silly, that should be good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Is in my top 5 of things I'm looking forward to the most this season. It's like, and I wasn't expecting anything from it, but it seems so good.
It does. That is for sure.
Then we have something from A1 Pictures.
A1 Pictures is interesting. They can do things, and at the same time they can't do other things.
They can do, Space Brothers, which, from everything I heard, was really good. Or Anohana, which was really good.
Space Brothers so much.
Or they could do Sword Art Online and Magi.
And Vivid Red Operation.
Dude, Vivid Red Operation, real talk, fucking everybody needs to watch that. So,
but they're also doing Servant X Service, which is one of my favorite series from this season. Like, I'm really enjoying Servant X Service.
Yeah, that show's great.
Yeah, Servant Service is fantastic. Oh, my romantic, my working anime can't be this working.
Truth.
Like, it's... Or
I don't know.
My working anime can be this romantic. Rather.
It's a weird premise, It's about fucking Galileo Galil and how he fucking...
3 of his female descendants are moons.
Yes, and I'm thinking...
On international wanted lists. Like, the description tells me nothing. I need to actually see this series to know what the fuck is going on.
I was going to say, like, if you know what's going on from that, that's amazing, because we don't.
No.
That said, totally gonna check it out, though. Doesn't sound, I have high hopes for it.
Everything that's on the technical side of it is, I'm encouraged.
Yes, definitely.
I've seen the preview of it, and it seems like it could be, like, decently serious, and I don't know, like, originally I thought it was going to be, like, happy-go-lucky-ish at first. I think I looked at this, like, a couple of months ago, but then I saw the PV, and I was like, oh, this looks like it could be okay.
And
I
again,
think one
it's
thing
going to
that
be part
strikes
of the
me, it
knowing
looks like the
coming up
kind of
block,
show
so
that the A1 Pictures just can do very well.
Yeah, I think that it is. I think it falls within
Like,
their
if
lens.
there's just like a kind of show that A1 Pictures excels at, this is it. Like they have their shortcomings, but this is the kind of series that they would usually get right on the nose.
So hey guys, do you want to be the very best like no one
Please
ever was?
tell me more.
To catch them is our real test.
Well, as it's been since the 90s, it's time for more Pokemon.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
This time, it's called Pokemon Boy. I say boy because this time it contains an X and Y chromosome,
Yeah, so
making it a male.
Poketo Monsuta, Exuwayu.
And
Satoshi/Ash is going to not France.
Oh,
What?
Discover never before seen Pokemon and make new friends.
And
because
have
he left
Pikachu
all his
say
old
Pika!
friends to die.
Yeah, you know that's going to be the thing he does. The first thing he's going to like drop all his like ridiculously amazing stuff that he trained up all last season and go, yeah, I'm just going to get some
Yeah.
shit little level 5 so I'd lose again.
Like fucking Black and White was like that when I watched it like 2 years ago. I was like, why did you forget to capture Pokemon? He just throws a Pokeball at a Pokemon and just expects it to go in.
Ash has been proven in the past to be the worst Pokemon trainer
ever.
Now
Oh,
that
yeah.
said,
It's really bad.
all of that said,
Satoshi is amazing.
this
though.
is the most amazing thing about this season. Ash/Satoshi is older now. He's not 10.
He should be 25 by now.
Oh my
So is he
God.
11?
I don't know. I don't know how old they're making him, but he's actually aged for this season.
Do you reckon he has a sex drive yet?
I don't
I
really
don't
think he does,
think
but
so.
maybe.
I don't think we're ever
All
going to
those,
get
all
to
those
that
Mrs.
point.
Mimes.
I think that if he does, what he'll do is he'll get a Ditto, like a Ditto, and he'll just shag his Ditto a lot.
Hey, Ditto, turn into Misty. She was
I
hot.
thought you were about to say a Diglett. It's just like, what's Ash going to do with a Diglett?
Oh no, he's just gonna bend over on a Diglett. That's not gonna work too good. It's actually gonna hurt quite a bit for you to talk about it. An anal exam with
Diglett.
Diglett. Yeah, if you liked Pokemon
athletics.
for the past decade,
Almost
and you
2.
still want more from the past decade, Pokemon
not even
Male
any-
is the way to go.
There's not even any like nostalgia value in watching a new Pokemon series now, though. Surely
That's true.
it's just like,
Isn't
well,
there that OVA that's like
Yeah, we're going to
Like,
get to that eventually.
We will talk about that momentarily.
but because like Pokemon, I can't watch Pokemon these days. Like I can watch Digimon. I will watch every new season of Digimon because Digimon is
Changes.
still entertaining for me. Like even if it's like not very good, like Cross Wars wasn't the best.
Well,
It was pretty bad.
I think the reason that is because each Digimon season, for the most part, except for like season 2, are like completely different shows that just happen to contain similar themes.
And it's just
Pokemon
kind of-
literally is a constant continuation.
This has been
Yeah,
16
and-
years of Ash and that goddamn Pikachu never winning any league.
And the freaking Pokemon, the freaking Team Rocket theme, just like tried to rewatch some Pokemon before. And I was like, no, I can't listen to this.
And
It's
ever
horrible.
since Veronica Taylor left as Ash, I can't stand watching the dub because the other voice is wrong.
I have the whole, I have the first entire season on DVD, and I've been rewatching it slowly over the last little while. It's actually very, very hard to watch with the amount of puns that they have in the English dub for Pokemon.
It's pretty silly.
Really bad puns.
But in like the newer Pokemon series, though, Team Rocket has become a lot more like serious. They actually got a little bit more like experience.
Team Rocket is more competent as like
Yeah.
like general trainers to Pokemon than Ash is, even though they're not very good at battling.
Yeah.
But Ash can only ever defeat Team Rocket. He can't do anything else.
Ash has never, ever won a league that was also in a game. Like, he won Orange Island. Oh, big fucking whoop. But he has never won, like, Indigo League or Kanto League or any of the leagues that actually matter. Never won.
Oh, didn't you just want Orange Island to be in the game so bad,
happens
though?
to be the best because it's a fucking island.
Wait, when he frickin' does that bit where they make the sled out of ice. And they
Oh
go
my
down,
god,
that was
yeah, the
great.
bit
That was
is like
amazing.
And that was the whole thing where Charizard came back. Like, I love that.
And there was, what was his name? Was it Tracy?
Yeah,
the guy with
Tracy.
the camera? He was awesome.
Yeah.
I like Tracy.
I just saw Ridey Kuno. Oh my god, I'm Tracy. Look at my bandana.
Look at me, I'm a fucking Kodak camera.
Well, that's because Brock went off to go shag that professor lady.
Yes.
And then she
Brock
dumped
knew what he
him.
was doing.
And then he was sad.
Brock had his priorities straight. Let's just point that out. Brock at least had
several
his
things
priorities,
straight.
like his cock. Speaking of cocks, we should probably move on to Nempo Kairiku Bushiro.
2 left. Bum 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 bum.
And so this one, it's got Bushiroad in it, so I don't know if that has anything to do with the card game Bushiroad or the company.
Bushiroad isn't a card game. Bushiroad is a company.
It's
that
a
makes card
company.
games.
They make like
For anyone
card
who doesn't know,
covers.
Bushiroad, they make Cardfight Vanguard, they make Weishwartz, they make Chaos TCG.
So apparently this is a restart of a previously stalled mixed media project. Does anyone know anything about this?
I have no idea.
No, I do not, which does
No.
not bode well.
All I can say
Not because
is
I don't
that-
know about it, but because it was like a failed project that they're attempting to...
Start again.
Revive.
I've
Dig
never
up
even
from
heard
the
of
grave.
Kinema
Yeah,
Citrus.
Like Bushiroad. Bushi have always like sponsored series in the past. Like
Yes,
they've
they
always
do.
been like involved. They sponsor everything. You'll see their seal of approval on lots of things in the opening. But I've never seen them actually have a show of their own. So I am interested. Because I have a lot of faith in Bushiroad. I like the company. They do a lot of good things.
Has
for them.
anyone ever heard anything from this production company? Kinema Citrus?
Pardon?
The production
No.
I've
company?
never heard of them.
No. Like, this is a lot of unknowns for a thing that apparently failed once and then they're trying to bring back.
It's odd.
Unlike the last show on this list, Poopa,
Poopa!
which is done by Studio Dean
Poopa.
and has the genre selection that makes it look like it's a spiritual sequel to Higurashi.
Yeah.
Though when I see horror, I'm skeptical.
It also kind of, from the description, makes me think of Grave of the Fireflies for levels of, oh god, this is gonna kill me.
Like, I don't think this is going to be good because the director did Ocean Waves and not much else. And Ocean Waves wasn't a good movie.
Ocean Waves.
That film.
I would have
That
preferred
film.
watching Ocean Waves, like
I would prefer
physical
to sit.
waves.
I would prefer to sit on a beach and watch ocean waves, yeah, but as a blind person, than watch that movie again.
That movie was not good. But
Not
Poopa,
Ghibli's finest outing.
Studio
We'll put it
Dean. So me and Studio Dean, we don't get along. But just
Big
I
fight
might as well
sometimes.
outright say it. Me and Studio Dean, not the best of friends. But with that said, I don't know. Horror is such a hard genre.
Yeah, because of that
Or
because
it's
just
just,
because of the disconnect you get, I just find it so hard to be scared at something.
Yeah, I
Horror
think
the
is,
end-
is very odd.
I can't even say anything about the writer because this is the only thing that she appears to have written. Sayaka
Yeah.
Mogi's only done Poopa as the manga.
Sorry, I just laugh every time someone says the name.
Well,
I mean, like, the last horror I
It's
saw
Poopa.
was another. The last horror I saw
Yeah.
was another, so I'm not really too familiar with horror because I just haven't been like looking at it.
the last
So
horror I saw
don't
that
know what this
actually
is gonna be like.
struck me as horror was Higurashi.
Igarashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Higurashi has its moments of horror, but I didn't even find Higurashi scary. It was good on a psychological basis.
No, it's not scary, but
I
it's
watched
just-
it and I was like, this is genuinely like a horror movie kind of thing.
The only series I have ever been legitimately scared by was Monster. There are just times in that series where, because of how threatening the main villain is, that I was legitimately scared by him. That's the only time I can actually say I've been scared when watching anime.
I was scared in another whenever the fucking rock hits a car.
Yeah, and the thing is, they worked up the audio for that too, like really well.
Hmm.
Like the audio was fantastic in that.
Yes, it was.
So are we doing
Oh.
everything
Yes.
else on this list? Because there's so much more to get through.
No, we only have to pick out very minute and specific things.
Okay.
So, Persona 3, the movie, gonna be awesome. What do you?
Yeah.
I think so.
I
It's-
agree too.
I'm really
I
looking
agree.
forward to it. Hope to see more because apparently it said one when I read the trailer. It said Persona movie. The first one it said something. So maybe there'll be a series. Bayonetta, the bloody.
I'm pretty interested to see this.
I'm
I
very
think
interested to see it
The
because
game is so good.
the game's
But
amazing.
Gonzo, guys. Look
Like,
at it.
granted.
Gonzo.
But it's a movie.
Yeah.
Movie. That's
True.
that's
but
the
like,
only thing.
granted, like the game, the best thing about it was the gameplay, but it also
Yes.
had a very good story, and it's also very, very nice to look at.
I don't know.
I can see this being a complete success.
Yeah, Sarah
I'm
Palin
really hype about
as
it.
a demon hunter was really awesome. So maybe this will be two. Arise, the second film.
Looking forward to that.
Really looking forward to Arise too. Looks awesome in my opinion. The third Madoka film, which will wrap up the nice retelling that they got going on.
With a new magical girl.
Supposedly supposed to be different. So We'll see if fans like it more or less than the
Well,
original.
what's everyone actually expecting out of this, like in terms of quality? Because I'm skeptical in the regard that this is something tacked on that obviously I'm assuming wouldn't have been planned when the original was written.
I don't think it was planned, so I'm really scared too.
Because it's just like kind of like, is this just going to be like, is this just going to have some stupid kind of really out of their arse plot twists and everything, just to actually make it so it's legitimate that it's a sequel?
Well, considering that when they ended the series, it was kind of done. They rebooted the entire universe. I really do feel like this is just something they're doing because the series got popular.
Yeah,
So
I'm
The
feeling
original
like
series
it.
was basically written in like a closed box. It finished. It was done. It was ended. But then it became like really fucking popular, and they were like, "Shit, we gotta
Make
do
And
more."
and the first two films weren't even abridgments. They were just like put the scenes
No,
together.
they literally were the series, and well, they cut
Yeah,
some
they were
things
just they were just recut like
It was the exact same length.
Yeah, the thing about Madoka Death and Rebirth is that when I watched Madoka Death and Rebirth, it's
Good one.
I felt like I was watching the Ava movies. Happened to be by the same name, Death and Rebirth.
Funny.
Yeah, they might have been new animation, but in the same vein that
Well,
the
it was
Endless
new
Eight,
innovation. It was new animation in that they used the Blu-ray
yeah.
scenes.
Oh yes,
the Blu-ray cut of the
yes,
scenes,
I forgot
which
they changed that.
for people that happen to know, the TV version and Blu-ray versions of Madoka Magica were very different.
Very visually
Yeah,
different.
and that's just with Shaft in general. Like they tend to just go all out on the Blu-rays, and the TVs just.
Well, the reason they do that is because their production is like so poorly scheduled in that the TV versions are finished within 24 hours of it actually airing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how bad they are with scheduling it. And then Blu-ray is just them going back and fixing everything.
Yeah.
I hope they do that with Psycho Pass when that comes out.
Oh yes. Oh, so what is that? Episode 17. Episode 17 when they apologize.
I can't imagine what Psychopax would look like if it was good looking.
Actually, no. The biggest thing.
It was a really
that I
good
want
looking
that done
anime,
with.
but that was the problem. Was that it had those dips.
Freaking Gargantia needs that done to it.
Dude,
That flipping episode of Gargantia with the
Suicide
dancing.
no Gargantia does need it.
Like, have you seen that? That sequence is disgusting.
When I saw it,
It looks like it was drawn by me when I was 5.
I did commit suicide no Gargantia when I saw that because it was awful.
Wait,
Oh,
which one?
disgusting.
Wait, what? One Gargantia?
And the scene where they're dancing, the scene
Yes.
where like he brings over
yeah,
the squid
yeah.
on the plate, and just the
Yeah.
animation of the girls dancing, it was disgusting.
Mm.
And that's
Yeah.
meant to be them looking sexy as well. It was just an outline with that's especially you, Holden. I'm sure you would have just like thrown up at that.
It
doing
was
your animation
it
and
was
everything.
really bad because the thing is that the show, I really like the atmosphere it gives off a lot. I really like the world of Suicide no
Yeah,
Gargantia.
the world was very
But-
great.
That animation is Suicide no Gargantia. It was completely horrible.
And it's just at times it was the animation was generally consistent overall, but just kind of that. Just
It was
appeared.
it was kind of like the episode 4 in Gurren Lagann, where it just
Yeah.
takes a considerable and noticeable nosedive.
I just don't know how it was IG. Like IG are usually very professional with this stuff, and it's just like, well, I don't know.
I like you said, I would be interested in seeing that, and as well as Psychopaths on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, that episode 17 was horrendous.
I just want to see Psycho Pass on Blu-ray generally. I want to see that. shit.
With that said,
I just need to see it originally.
It's so good.
haven't
I
really
love it.
fucking
I think
It's
I
really
think
good.
you would absolutely love it.
I think
Tristan.
you'll
That's
really love
definitely
No,
your
I
kind
know
of
I
thing.
would absolutely love it because I watched the first episode and I thought that was fucking brilliant. But then
It's so
life
good.
got in the way and I didn't have time to
Oh,
continue
I
watching
love
it.
it.
Then I was at the point where I was like, oh well, I might as well wait for it to finish at this point. And then it finished, and I just never fucking
It's
got around to it.
Anime of the year so far. Not close. Not close at all.
I really
opinion.
want to see Kogi's Akuto the Exiled 2, but I would require watching the first one, and I'd rather wait for them all to be released, kind of like how
Yeah,
Unicorn.
The first one was interesting. It wasn't like the usual Gears. It's more season 2 than season 1 Gears. It's just kind of like very in your face action. The main character's Gears is just kind of like he's really good at piloting nightmare films. That's it. He's just really good at robots.
His Gears says, you are more effective with
Yeah.
nightmares.
It is legitimately just like he has heightened senses when he's in his robot. And
Yeah.
that's it. And it's just action. It was like some really, really like I don't usually like CG animation on mechs and everything. Like
Yeah.
in some like in Aquarion and stuff like that, it just looks disgusting. But in this, like it used CG and the animation, it worked really,
If you
really
think
well.
Aquarion is disgusting, you haven't seen Final Fantasy Unlimited.
I haven't, and I don't plan to. There you
Good.
go.
A movie that I do plan on watching though is
Blue sand, white sand, black sand.
it's fucking Karno Kyoukai Mirai Fuken, which is the epilogue.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish this movie didn't exist.
I don't care. I need to watch it.
Well,
I don't.
It's a side story, isn't it? So no matter
Yeah.
what happens, it's not going to actually bugger over
It's
the
not.
originals.
It's not going to change the way I view the series. That's the thing.
So
I've basically came to that conclusion, so I'm going to watch it. Although I agree, its existence is preferred if it was limited to a non-existent form.
am I the only person excited for movies that aren't based on existing series? Because both Sakasama no Patama and Kaguya Hime no Monogatari are looking really awesome.
Hime looks really cool, but
Well, it's done by the other Ghibli guy.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I like
the one that hasn't
Ghibli guy.
retired. He's pretty good. He knows his stuff. Shout outs to Pompoko.
Yeah.
The KyoAni fanboy in me is wanting to watch that retelling of Chutakoi.
It's
Oh, is it actually a retelling?
Yeah, it's pretty much a retelling with more of an emphasis of Rika's side of it, but apart from that, it's pretty much a retelling.
I don't get that though, because I think the brilliance of Rika was seeing her from other people's perspectives. I think seeing the
Yeah, it
story
was.
from her perspective wouldn't actually be that entertaining.
The thing, actually, it might be, because if you watch the show from her perspective, since she's suffering from that wonderful illness, nothing will make sense, because it'll all be one big giant fantasy universe, because it's from her perspective.
I hope if it's all in that glorious like fight scene animation, I'll be all over it. I'll watch the shit out of that. That'd be brilliant.
I think it might be since it's a movie, so it's very possible.
Well, it is. Well, that's the thing. It's from her perspective, and since she's suffering from that, it's not really from her perspective. If we're seeing it from everybody else's perspective, that just following her around with the camera.
Yeah.
It's in.
It might not be
Isn't it?
completely. It might go back and forth, but it just seems.
It seems just like they're trying to come up with an excuse, a way to make it so, yeah, we're not making the same show.
Again, but we
It's just
totally are.
We're not redoing it.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Sakatsu-sama no Patama, as you said, it looks really awesome.
I really like
But
the poster. That's
I-
really, really cool.
I'm not. The problem is that I have no grounds
Cutting out.
of it, nor can I
Yeah.
see it for like
Like,
8 months, if not
I
longer.
don't really know what the premise is, but if the premise is actually that her gravity is reversed, that's really cool. I want to see a movie about a chick whose gravity is reversed.
That would be something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's a a superpower that hasn't really been used enough. Like, imagine like just in some show, like in like Toara Majutsu no Index or something, and one of them's powers is reversing someone's gravity. That'd be awesome.
To be fair, if anyone's gonna take it, that's gonna be like an ecchi show that's gonna take it, and then they're gonna reverse gravity on all the females with skirts and no bra.
Well, Patama's
Truth.
actually looking like it's about a society of humans that live underground and think living on the surface is impossible, and then one girl who's
so it's
a
Gurren
princess
Lagann.
of the underground world, finding the surface world and humans living upon it. So it's kind of Laputa, but instead of Castle in the Sky, it's Castle Underground.
It's Castle in the Ground. Oh my god, that sounds like just a bad knockoff of Laputa. Like Laputa, Castle in the Ground.
But it could be really interesting.
It could be for 50 minutes, so I'll give it the time it requires since it is
Well, there
just
we
a
go.
film.
And then Jean can watch the first half of it.
That's true. And then fall asleep and then never watch
And
the
then
rest
there are
of
a bunch of awesome OVAs coming out. And not so awesome OVAs.
it. The only one that really sticks out, because it's a completely standalone OVA, was the fucking Pokemon The Origin.
I'm so excited for Pokemon Origin.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Pokemon
I am
Origin.
looking forward to this so bad.
This is pretty much going to be the epitome of what people of our age and nostalgia values will go completely batshit crazy over.
Yes, because this
Uh,
this is actual Pokemon nostalgia. You can't watch Pokemon XY and get nostalgia. You can't even watch Season 1 Pokemon and really get nostalgia, because it's just not the same, because it's been 16 years of the same goddamn kid.
You see, like, you know what's funny is, like, I know someone that found out on the news. I mean, a lot of people in that time, you know, that watched it, you know about it in some way. But a lot of people are under the impression that it's a new series, like an actual, like.
Sadly, it is not.
No.
Yeah, that's the
It's
sad
45
part. and I
minutes.
because
kinda
we wish it was.
Yeah.
We really wanted to be.
Do we know how long it's going to be?
45 minutes.
One episode.
No, one long
just 25
episode. It's
minutes.
gonna be 45 minutes. roughly.
It's going to
45.
be like Unicorn, where during that time, you're in complete ecstasy,
Yeah,
but-
and then it'll be over.
but then it'll be over and you'll hit the ground like 5 times as hard.
And you'll cry.
It's. I'm pretty excited for it. This is a
I
Pokemon
really
thing I
hope
can
that
get behind,
Professor Oak
definitely.
asks if you're a boy or a girl.
Oh my god, there's so many cool things that they could do. I just hope
Yeah.
they
So,
do them.
so we've got Gundam fan service, and now we have Pokemon fan service.
Very true.
Excellent.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
I also
That-
cannot wait for the Genshiken OVA.
Neither can I.
Just because it's got the word Genshiken on it.
Yeah.
Well, because there's only one episode left, and they're not going to resolve whatever is left with Hato in one episode.
I'm reading the manga. I'm just gonna read the manga from where they left off.
Oh God, I need to
That's
start
what I'm
doing
gonna
that.
do later.
You are a brilliant man. I need to start doing that because I love
because
Hato.
my cousin, I was talking about it with someone, and they're like, "Yeah, just read the manga from here on in, because the next episode is just gonna be an original." So I'm like, okay, I'll
Speaking
get to
of
that.
original video animations, we have Kiss X Sis, another episode from
And
fucking.
It's been like 6
OVA.
years of Kiss X Sis at this point.
They've been releasing like once every 6 months for.
I don't
Shout out
get
to
it.
Kiss X Sis.
I don't get it, man. I
Have you
don't know how
seen
it's similar.
the Kiss X TV series, Holden?
I remember seeing it, but the only thing that really stands out is I remember the ending theme song was done with like CG fucking dancing them, and I remember just thinking like we could have like rotoscoped this even like we could have just done the extra step and hid all of this atrocity, but they're like no. This is what we think. This is what we think of you.
The Kiss X Sis TV series went the furthest I've seen an ecchi show go beyond pushing it into hentai. There's this scene, you know the classic scene in an ecchi show where the guy and the girl are trapped in the sports locker,
Yeah.
Yes.
where all of the. So that happens, but unfortunately, the girl really needs a Waz, and so they try and get out, and so he has her on his shoulders to get out of the window, and I'm sure you can know what happens after that.
That
Oh
sounds
my
like,
God.
that sounds like High School of the Dead.
Yeah, basically, it's that. And the thing is, like, it gets brought back later in the series when he has a dream about it, and he dreams that she's his fucking shower head.
Oh my god.
Just like this show. This show.
Oh
That
my
seems like a
God.
great way to end it. Girls pissing on guys.
Indeed, it does.
So, across all 44 series and the some odd movies and other things we talked about, we finally finished. So, that's
Yay.
great.
There it is.
There it is. There's our thoughts on the fall 2013.
That didn't go
anime.
as long as I
Sure.
thought it would. I'm quite
Yeah,
impressed
no,
with
we're
this.
only
I'm
at
quite
like 2 hours. That's much better than
I'm
3.
I'm impressed, and yeah, it's good to finally have our first episode of J-Taku done. With that said, I'm Holden from Holden Reviews, and with me today, I also had Tristan. How's it going?
It's been a pleasure, everyone. Good talking to you. Good fun, and stay frosty.
And then we also had Kenneth as well.
Yeah, thank you, and stay full circle, I guess.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
Yes.
And then we have Siren.
Kieran.
Serious.
Don't bother correcting him. He's just doing it on purpose.
Yes, well, I'm just going to correct him on purpose then.
That's fine.
It's been a lot of fun, and see ya.
Yes. And then Alan.
Yeah, well, that was actually my first time recording a podcast. That went quite nicely. See you next time, everyone. Thanks for having me on, guys.
And with that, we'd like to end this episode of J-Taku. So, thanks for listening, everyone, and until next time, we'll see you and talk to you guys later.
Shout outs to Piss.
Shout outs to being urinated on.
So Gundam's a piece of shit.
Cut off your penis.